right. Qualifying, 16 cars. Getting set up to go out on track. Andreas Mostachero in the Stees Nation. What is Andreas in? Another M4? Or is that an M6? Yep. That looked pretty long. Was that an M6?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a 4.
Okay. Jeremy Engelman in that Red Eye Racing Aston Martin on track, headed down towards turn 2. This kind of altered banking. It's basically a hairpin. Turn 3, you got the fast right-hander now, and he's blasting off towards turn 4, which is going to be, between turn 3 and turn 4, it's going to be real spicy for drive-thrus.
And just again to Santos, Jerrick Snyder is in voice channel or Rouge waiting for you in case you need help. He'll be happy to help you out.
Just watching Jeremy Engelman getting out on track for a flyer.
You know, I am expecting great things of Mr. Engelman today.
Really?
Yes, he is. Actually, you know what? I might have to take that back because he's in the Aston, but he's been rocking it in our GT3 series in his Lamborghini Huracan. So, seen great strides from him between last season and this season. Just need him to stay clean. If you are able to stay clean, Jer, I'm looking forward to your potentially podium finish. Let's not jinx it, but hoping for great things from him.
Yeah, it's a good deal. That is a good deal. I'm looking right now. See if I can get Jerrio and Jerrick hooked up. I'm suspecting this could be a point where multiple discords may have bitten us in the butt a bit, because I don't see Rogerio in the Trackilicious channel at all.
Yeah, I did not either. I know he's in there, because I've seen him post messages about stuff before. So maybe adding him somewhere. Like
I just sent him an invite to the channel where Jerrick is.
Perfect.
All right. Joseph Kostovich in the 949 Sim Racing McLaren, currently top of the timesheets with the 45.107. Kosty tried the one-stopper at the 2.4 and kind of caught us all by surprise. Really thought that was going to pay off in a big way for him. Let me check the results. I think he ended up finishing pretty well. Get that events scoring. Yeah, Joseph Kostovich ended up bringing it home in 5th. So Mike Jackson currently in the lead of the Winter Championship. John Solomon in the Lexus RCF, 168 points, so that is a 12-point deficit. And then Christian McKessie. That's right.
Yep.
I'm pronouncing it right. McKessie in the AMG Evo. 156 points. Then Ollie G, Joseph Kostovich, Jeremy Engelman, Devin Brock, Jose Anguiano Hernandez. And then we got Provolone and Shane Reeves rounds out your top 10.
You know, we do have some really quick boys in here. Excited to see what that
Indeed.
top end of the field looks like going through the race.
That said, I am really digging the fact that we've got 5 cars all within a second of one another. So I'm digging that. Patty's saying the championship needs more rider. Patty, sounds like a problem that I know someone in particular who could solve it. I think I know who the man for the job is. I'm gonna let that just hang out in the air, Patty. I'm gonna let you feel that statement. 1320. I do not see. I don't even see Jerrick anymore.
He's here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not in our Discord. He's in the 949 Discord. I sent him this info, and he just picture saying the server's full. So that's weird.
Is he? That's weird. Yeah, I don't understand.
Snyder, reach out to Josh, see if he's available. He might have the answer for you.
All right.
Sorry, folks. No matter how much we try to put our best foot forward, there's always seems to be one little level of detail that catches us out. And
I mean, ACC is kind of a Rube Goldberg device of trying to get a server online so that people can race in it. That's kind of one of the reasons why the hosting platforms, the SRGPs, the sim grids, all those are kind of like hot right now. And RaceApp actually does a pretty decent job, like 9 times out of 10. But then again, 9 times out of 10, SimGrid and SRGP do a great job. But again, 1 out of 10 times, it's just like, Game and Mousetrap didn't go together. It's like, oh no, somebody forgot the marble. We can't play now. Noodle Neck, how's it going? Rooting for Carnes. Is it Carnes or Carnes? That's Bull 360. Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the Trackilicious 949 Winter Endurance Championship Round 2, 2.4 of Hungaroring. We've got Orozco in the Tacos Locos number 3 getting a little sketch. I believe he was going into the chicane at turn 9, turn 10. We're in qualifying. We got 11 minutes left. Andres Mostachero setting a 1:44.717 for provisional pole.
so, what are? I just had a quick look and I saw that was pretty close. How's provisional 1, 2, 3 looking in terms of deltas there?
Oh man, 3/10 between.
Oh
them.
boy, that is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a half second between the top 4 right now. A second between the top 7. I mean, top 8 if you count Engelman at 1.005, so 0.005 of a second away from being within a second. And then there's a bit of a pocket here. So we got everybody down to P8, so everybody down to Engelman, and then from Provolone on down, everybody is kind of like in the 3 to 4 second range of race leader or current provisional pole. So I'm thinking what's probably going to happen here is we're going to have kind of like 2 flights in this race today, and I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to provide some really good racing. Jaborski, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Rooting for Carnes.
Is that Adam?
Carnes is a newcomer. Let's check in. Let's check in with Gabe and see how he's doing on track. He's in the pits right now.
Eric, I'm gonna move you to green room real quick.
Yep.
All right, I am going to check in with Gabe. That CC Racing Aston Martin looking pretty good. All right. 9 minutes left in qualifying. Andres Mostachero, that 44.717. John Solomon in the Space Pace Esports Lexus, I think, has a little bit more pace in that car. I really thought Solomon was going to take it. Oh, wow, I've got these little windows down here. That's weird. But Mike Jackson just had the pace in hand. It's those Ute gaming skills. How's it going, Burkhoff?
It's not.
All right. Let's take a look at the leaderboard right now. And by the way, we do have a pit wall up on server 2. If you want to hit ! pit wall, it's on the 949 server 2 link. Actually, I'm just going to post that straight in the chat. We'll do that real quick. So we're going to have live timing information posted over there. Good. Feels like spring out here in Jersey. Yeah, man, the temperatures have been wild. And it's going to swing, right? Like, it was like 65, 70 in Virginia, and then it's supposed to drop down to freezing. Like, it is, temperature's wild right now. Robert Lewis in the 949 Sim Racing Aston Martin finally taking his first laps out on track. Beltan 621 in chat. The godfather of 949. Pleasant friendship indeed. Oh, man.
So just a heads up to everybody, and once we get this sorted out, I'll send a message in race chat as well. But we might be restarting the server, just to get Mr. Santos in here as well. I think I got his name right. We had a bit of a technical difficulty, not on our end this time, but we do want to get him in, as I'm sure he's put some practice time and want to get give him what he was here for. So we will likely, if he gets the technical issue on his end sorted out, restart the server and then reset it to a 10-minute quali and then go to the race.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Doing our best to put a good foot forward and make sure that we've got a series that is accepting, accommodating. Because it's just fun to have. I think the guys are going to have fun having, just more cars on track. So having a series where we can get as many people in, I think it's just going to provide for some really good racing on track. The 2949 Maka's out on track. Mike Jackson in the top right corner of your screen. Joseph Kostovich on the big screen right now. It is Mike Jackson going to the top. 43.347. I am not sure. Do you know, so Eric, I don't, pardon me for not knowing the answer to a question that I'm about to ask. I'm a bad journalist in that way. I just realized the game audio's off. I'm such a dum-dum. But anyway, is Josh or Jerrick going to send that message through race control?
I will do that.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, once we just want to make sure that our newcomer has his stuff figured out on his end and is able to correct the wrong, and once he is, then we'll sort it out on our end.
Fantastic. The dulcet tones more than cars. Maybe you're not wrong, but that might be because I'm a little broken in the noggin. For those that don't know, I did the 12 hours of Bathurst in iRacing last night. Pulled 3 stints before 1 a.m.
3 0x stints, might I add.
3 0x stints, yeah, that was pretty good. We finished 23rd, which I thought was a really good showing. I mean, we qualified 28. Got as high as 15th, but you know, Bathurst, it's super treacherous, so. Getting a couple angles of that beautiful McLaren. And we got some good Trackilicious paints. Pull up there's Eric out on track in the purple monster. That is the Barney car. That was me. It's not the Barney car. Actually, you know what? Barney's a tough guy. He's a dinosaur.
Hey,
dinosaurs are cool.
It goes with the "I love you, you love me" theme, so I'm good with it.
Yeah. I do like the purple and the green. Actually, so I'm a bit of an anime nerd. I'm getting some Evangelion vibes. One of the robots in that anime is using that particular purple and green. So. And with that, no more anime talk because anime is cartoons. Into turn 1, Eric's keeping it nice and tidy. How are you liking the M4, by the way, Eric, as a platform?
So the one thing that it catches me out on particularly is the throttle turbo exit oversteer.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be a problem here. Maybe I've learned to tame my right foot a little bit more. But yeah, overall pretty good. No complaints. Oh!
Bit of a moment there.
Trying to drive at the limit.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. It is a tough car when the rear end doesn't want to be nailed down. Did 2 profiles from different parts of the track. We got 1 minute and 42 left in qualifying. Let's actually check with the current provisional pole sitter. Mike Jackson, 44.147. We got Joseph Kostovich, 2/10 off the pace. Andres Mostachero, and then Padberg in the 888. Half a second between top 4. No. Oh, no. The 2200 GMT started Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Chris Pennycook for 949 Sim Racing took the start of the race. We got into an accident immediately on lap 1 at McPhillamy Park.
I would say an accident got into him.
Yeah, because he actually stopped short of the accident, and then I don't know if it was like inexperience or whatever with the mountain section. Another M4 behind us didn't check up and just basically plowed into the back of us and just sent us flying into a pile of 10 cars. In terms of like actual like race retirements and stuff, we lost 11 cars in that race in the first 4 hours. Started with 45, so we're down to 34 by hour 4, which was wild. 12 seconds left in qualifying. Looking at deltas right now. I'm trying to see if anybody's going to really take the fight. Mike. I don't think that's going to happen, but Professor Chronotis, however, has about 3 2/10 in pocket. Might be able to get a little bit closer to catching Ollie G. He might have been validated just there. I mean, the exit of turn 11 is pretty liberal in its application, so kind of like how I ended up with a 0x after 3 stints, because I definitely hit the wall twice and got rear-ended once somehow. It just goes to show how like my racecraft and my superiority, and not at all has anything to do with the rather random placement of incident point markers on the Bathurst track in iRacing. Not at all. So there's another 12 hours Bathurst. Yep, it is. It is. I know Miller and Josh and Devin. You guys got a lot of folks doing the iRacing Bathurst 12 hour for Trackilicious Sim Racing. You guys are fielding 2 cars. Is that right, Eric? So we're gonna return to the garage, take a look at the timetable, just to get a feeling of the grid as we get ready to roll forward into the session. Mike Jackson on pole position with that 44.017. Joseph Kostovich 4/10 off the pace. Andres Mostachero in the M4. Trying to think. Oh, it switched me over. I got a little bit of rain on track.
Hell there.
Well, that just made it a little bit interesting. A little bit of weather. And just like that, folks, we're getting a little it's getting a little spicy. Muff, how are you doing? It's going to be a little spicy. Let's jump over to the timetable real quick. Pull up that qualifying order again. We're going to do my drive cam is going to be locked for a little while because I accidentally was not too smart and switched into the garage, so now I'm kind of like stuck in the garage until the race starts. So we're going to try and do a track walkthrough with the qualifying spreadsheet in front of us as best we can. Just taking a look right now, we got a 949 lockout on the front row. Mike Jackson, Joseph Kostovich, P1, P2. Andres Mostachero, I believe he's in the Steez Nation 44. 5/10 off the pace. We've got Padberg. He's a new entry in the 888 M4. 6/10 alongside Mostachero. Ollie G, he's in the AMG. 1 second off the pace, so was able to get it within a second for the whole top 5. We've got Professor Chronotis in the ETK M4 alongside Ollie G. We've got Solomon, who's bringing the Space Pace Lexus P7 on the grid alongside Engelman, who's running the 747, the Red Eye Aston Martin. We got Eric from Trackilicious Sim Racing, Eric Ghoukasian in the 55. P9 alongside Robert Lewis from 949 in the Aston Martin. We got Provolone, he's in the 82. The Dirty 630 Audi. He's P11 on the grid alongside Shane Reeves for 949 Sim Racing in the Porsche 911.
I'll be right back, gents.
Yes, sir. Matt Morrison in the number 6, P13 alongside Jose Bravo. And then his teammate Orozco in 15th alongside newcomer Gabe Carnes in the number 9 Aston Martin. CC Racing entry. And then Jerrick Snyder is just hanging out in the lobby just in case.
As a spectator, yeah, I popped in earlier, had to get some practice in, because while I'm doing some stewarding today, I'll be racing this track for our GT3 series next weekend.
That's gonna be some fun stuff. Hungaroring, it's a fun track. Like I know a lot of people in typical ACC fashion, GT3s around here, it's very difficult to pass. But I feel like that creates for some very interesting opportunities because if it's difficult to pass, doesn't mean it's impossible.
Yeah, there are not a lot of little breaks in here. You are just constantly about to do something or currently doing something.
Yep. I think other than the start-finish straightaway and the exit at turn 11, you really don't get much of a break pretty much anywhere on track, just like you were saying, Jerrick. The thing I'm actually looking forward to with this weather in particular is how many drivers have setups kind of dialed in for mixed conditions, because it does have rain decreasing in 5 minutes, and then we're back to cloudy in 15 minutes. So the track is wet right now. So our drivers going to risk it for the biscuit and maybe risk driving around on some slicks. I personally think the track is probably going to be too wet for that. So I think it's going to be down purely to planning
The track
that early
is
pit
pretty
stop.
wet.
Yeah.
Normally you can get away with dries when it's greasy, and you can deal with dries for a little while in the damp.
Yeah. In wet
But
conditions, you gotta have the treads on. The thing that so with this kind of curveball hitting us with 15 minutes, I'm wondering how many drivers are kind of geared up for mixing their pit stop strategies up. Now, if you'll look over in the top left corner of the screen, or actually the left side of the screen, you're going to notice the drivers in qualification order, and you're going to notice an orange number 1 next to their name. They do have to take a mandatory pit stop. Once they've gone into the pits, pit window will be open. I believe you guys keep it open pretty much the whole race, right? It opens up 2.5 minutes after the race starts, closes 2.5 before it ends.
That sounds about right.
So the pits are going to be open pretty much from lights out.
You know, the strat may be take wets to start.
Yep.
Get a little bit of fuel out of your tank, and then pop back in when it dries up, top off your tank. Because I was talking to Jet earlier. He was saying it was just about 240 liters of fuel. So he might be able to get away with a one-stopper.
Interesting.
But maybe he takes some wets to start and has an easy 2-stop after his initial one to go back to dries.
Ooh, Tez is bringing in the big brain strats. He's saying wets, low pressures. Burkhoff's saying put wets on the dry setup. So wets, low pressures on the dry setup seems to be
I'll be right back as well.
Oh, Muff was going to try and do this race, but the wife was out of town. Dude, we'd have had a Crazy Rabbits entry into the list, man. Got to get you in for Nürburgring, man. Nürburgring and Kyalami. So we still got 2 more rounds, man. That said, we are 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Now, the rain is already starting to decrease. Track is damp. Oh, man, this is spicy. This is going to be a spicy start. Track switching from wet to damp already. Are any drivers going to try and run the dries? Yeah, it's damp already.
What do you guys think? What? I'm gonna use you guys as my race engineering team.
Man, that's the thing, dude. When it comes to wet weather setups in ACC, it's pretty much a mystery to me.
I'm gonna go dry setup 100%, but I just don't know whether I should put. I'm probably gonna put dry tires on. Right?
In chat, if you want to use chat for race engineering expertise, Burkhoff and Tez, Dan Tesaro from Turn 1, they're saying dry setup, wets, low pressures. Mike says it's damp already. So, I mean, if you were thinking about doing the wet strategy at the start, Jerrick was saying, run the wets at the start. Once it dries out enough, it gets damp or greasy, come into the pits, top off your tank, put on the dries, head back out and try and set some good times. It does look like we are going to get some clear weather for the next 10 minutes after this rain stops. So it's gonna be real interesting. So that's a lot to chew on, Eric. I'm gonna let your internal calculus start to figure out how to solve that problem. But yeah, 16 competitors on track for the 2.4 of Hungaroring. I think it's gonna be a good one. Beltian says, sounds like your mic is rotating around your head. My head is turning as I'm like reading information, as I'm like scanning stuff. So what I can do for that sort of situation is I can move the mic away a little bit and make sure that I'm talking more directly into it. And hopefully that'll make that a little bit nicer of a listening experience. Also
Wet. So they said wets,
low pressures
low pressure.
on the dry setup.
You know what? We'll go low fuel, do that, and then see how it works. It's gonna be dry in 5 minutes, though.
It is. It's a tricky situation, but that's the thing. I really like the fact that you guys have this variable weather in here. I think it's going to be a really good curveball. I love that sort of thing.
I'm gonna go dry. Can't. It's drying up. I can't do it.
Hey man, risk it for the biscuit.
I'm gonna go dry, and then up the pressures.
Yeah. 5 minutes. Tez is saying dry tires because you got to take into consideration the outlap. So you're going to bleed off 5 minutes of the cloudy skies just by doing your outlap.
I did dry.
All right, here we go, folks. Getting geared up for the 2.4 of Hungaroring, the Trackilicious 949 Sim Racing Winter Endurance Championship. Will continue once we hit the green light. On board right now with Mr. Mike Jackson. He's in the 949 Sim Racing McLaren pole position. Joseph Kostovich, Andres Mostachero. And then we've got Jacob Padberg, Ollie G, Professor Chronotis, John Solomon, Jeremy Engelman are your top 8. Then we got Eric. You're P9 alongside Robert Lewis. So we got the heads of both communities on the 5th row of the grid. Jason Provolone, Shane Rees, Matt Morrison, Jose Bravo, and then we've got Orozco and Gabe Carnes to round out the 16th.
No.
Gingy, how's it going?
Oh.
A little treacherous? Oh, are you in the wall?
You're in the pits.
You're
What?
in the pits. Did you go into the wall?
No, I was just trying to warm my brakes up, my tires up. Now it's gonna be really cold, but that's okay. It's a long race. It's all right. It's Eric things.
Already got some drama here at the beginning. We got Eric and Shane in the pits for the start of the race.
You would think I would learn, right, Snyder?
That always happens. Always something to remember that you don't. I don't mean you. I mean, anybody.
Yeah, I was just busy trying to prepare my sustenance for the rest of the race. Didn't notice I was out of the green window there, but that's okay. Long race.
Pits to podium. That's your goal. Pits to podium.
I mean, it stopped raining, so I don't know if you had wets on, but it seems like dry is the thing to do now.
Yeah, I mean, you could
nice.
even go like optimal dry now. Maybe take that risk. Go optimal dry and then see how it shakes out. I don't know. Don't actually. You know what? Stop listening to me. First rule of race engineering and ACC is don't listen to the commentator. Man, look at the engine, folks. This game just really delivers on the visuals. Rolling to the final corner. Let's pull up that helicam as we get ready to go. Clarence looking clean. Thank you for the follow. Is that Guido? Thank you for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. You're watching the 2.4 of Hungaroring. Whoa. Looks like that might have been Padberg or Mostachero on the outside. Wow, 4 wide into turn 1. Bit of a touch. Wow, what a dive. Who was that in the M4? Was that Padberg? No. That was Mostachero that got the dive up the inside immediately. Just throwing it up there, getting spicy right from the start. That could have been a situation where cars are just finding it tricky to stop in these damp conditions. I want to actually take a look at the track state. It does say we got those clear skies that we were talking about. Drop-through penalty for Jose Bravo. Let's hop on board from Mostachero's M4. So it's Mostachero, Padberg, Kostovic, Jackson, Ali G are your top 4 right now. Or excuse me, top 5. I'll learn to count here in a minute.
Did Shane get caught up by cold tires and spin?
I'm not too sure. I don't see him on the Delta yet. Could have been. Could have been. Shane has been racing since Friday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So
Commitment.
that is next level commitment, folks. I think the world of Shane. He's an awesome asset to the 949 sim racing community.
Just to let you guys know how brutal track limits are, already got my first one on the first lap.
Oh.
There you go.
So, to give a little insight to those watching, Hungaroring was specifically picked for the brutality for track limits. We thought, you know what? Let's add that little bit of spice into the race and see if people can keep it clean and keep out of the pits.
So Trackilicious is like, you know what we need for a 2.4 hour solo enduro? Hard mode.
Yep.
We just need a hard mode. Mike Jackson trying to catch Jacob Padberg. Got Ollie G looming large in his background. Ollie G was actually pretty dominant in the AMG in terms of raw pace at Imola. I think it was more a matter of consistency that caught Ollie G out a little bit. Solomon actually kind of struggling a little bit for pace in qualifying. I think he was 7th on the grid. Ooh, the AMG getting squirrely as they go into 8 and 9. Let's actually check it from Ollie G's perspective as they go through turn 11 now. Short straightaway down to turn 12. Turn 12 is one of the cheeky passing opportunities on track. It's a very narrow right-hander, but you got that straight and you got a lot of runoff area to the left on corner exit. A lot of people try to chuck it up the inside. And then turn 13, 14, the double hairpin. Mike Jackson's just hanging. Jacob's going into the pits. Ollie G in the BRB Club AMG now on approach. Solomon on the inside into turn 1. Mike Jackson's got him covered off, though. Padberg's in the pits. Oh, Shane might have had a disconnect. He's reconnected to the session. He's in the pits. He's going to have lock controls for a bit. I've got to think that headset on his face has to feel like a toaster oven. He's been using it since 5 p.m. last night.
Oh my god.
Telling me he's running VR?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. Oh, Shane Reeves is a beast. He's a beast. Shane Reeves in 12 hours of Bathurst yesterday was the fastest man on track. Like, in terms of average lap pace, he was pacing faster than the race leader pretty much consistently. Pulled us up 5 spots. Like, in terms of his actual, like, pace and, oh, man, double stop goes for Padberg and Engelman. Tragedy. We're not even 10 minutes into the race, and the penalties are starting to appear. We've had a DT and 2 stop-go 30s. That is unfortunate. But again, folks, this is a 2.4 hour, 2 hours and 40 minutes of solo endurance action. And I think if people are willing to keep their nose to the grindstone, there's still a lot of racing to happen. Let's take a look. Field's starting to stretch out a little bit. That's pretty typical for a track like Hungaroring. I'm just looking to see if we can find another close fight to tune into.
Looks like Raz is pretty close to Salamoni for P4.
Okay. Let's actually jump from Salamoni's rear cam. Get a little bit of this rear wing spice. Yeah, he's been up for a long time, Gigi. Stop go 30 cleared for 888. Engelman's in the pits. I hope he's not in his box, because that won't... Or no, he needs to be in his box to get the stop go. I'm sorry, folks. My brain is also a bit shot right now. But we're going to stick with it. 2 hours and 32 minutes of racing. Mastachero in the 44, the Steez Nation. After 4 laps in the lead, Joseph Kosovich 1.4, Mike Jackson waiting for the broadcast out. He's 4.3 back, and then Salamoni, Ali G are your top 5. We're on board with Salamoni in the Space Pace Esports Lexus as he's trying to hold off Ali G right now. Dude, man, so that is one thing that if you guys want to find somebody on Twitch to watch that is very dedicated to the sim racing craft and looking to improve himself, always looking for ways to improve himself, check out SWWR Gaming. Shane Rees, part of the 949 family. So much improvement over the last year and a half. Division 3 winner, if I remember correctly, in the 949 GT Sprint Series. Let me actually pull that up real quick. I want to make sure I got my facts straight. Let's look. Yeah, Shane Rees was Division 3 champ. It would be nice, Gingy, if we could get some Crazy Rabbits folks in here. Because we got some, you guys got quite a racing pedigree over there with Crazy Rabbits. It'd be nice to have some of the CRR clan pulling some races around here in the 2.4. Just saying. Gabe Carnes has upgraded in a big way in CC. Started next to last and was already up to 8th. I've slept. I've gotten a little bit of sleep. I got about 3 hours last night between my stints and the end of the race, the 12-hour, and then I slept after that until about 9 o'clock. Got up, had some breakfast and some coffee, and just back at it. I've streamed for 4 days in a row. It's been great. So Gabe, trying to pull away from Provolone in the Dirty 630. Look at these camera angles we're getting. In fact, let's pull up the Provolone wagon. Get that gyro cam back on the grind. Yeah, Vulcan, I'm definitely gonna be back on the grind, man. So one of the things I'm looking forward to doing, a little bit of Porsche work. I want to do some Porsche work specifically also so that I can be kind of like running a similar platform to Shane and Chris. And also, I just want to try a different car. I've run the Lexus now for a little over a year, and it's a good car in the current meta. I just feel like it's time to try something different. Man, Provolone is just giving him fits right now. You're watching the 2.4. Oh, Gabe goes wide at turn 11, or excuse me, turn 9. He's giving him the cheese, the big cheese. So Provolone gets around. Oh man, Gabe lost some places. Ghoukasian, thank you so much for the follow. Been a long time, sir. I thought you were a follower of the 949 Sim Racing channel, but it's been a while. But either way, man, welcome back. Glad to have you here. 2.4 hours of Hungaroring.
So actually, Provolone and Morrison got into no, not Provolone. Gabe and Morrison got into each other. That was a bit of a scary situation, being the car behind.
Interesting.
Yep.
Where is Gabe?
Taking a look at that now.
All right, so let's pull up that rear cam on Gabe as Engelman in the red eye. Or no, is that Morrison? That's Morrison.
Yeah. Gabe and Morrison. That is replay worthy if you guys have the fingers to do it.
All right, now we're just chilling on this because this fight is starting to get spicy. Oh no, that is Engelman. That's the 747. So Engelman has made up some places. Says he's 15th, so either Carnes hasn't dropped far enough yet, or Engelman hasn't moved forward enough. One of those two things has not happened yet in the data. Oh, that was a big cut right there from Engelman. I don't know if he's going to get a warning for that, but taking the curb at that level is very unstable. Into turn 6-7, the chicane. It is it's tight. It's tight racing between these two. Love it.
Nice avoidance, Eric.
Yeah.
Gabe is struggling. I believe that is now I can't tell if that's a Roscoe or Bravo again. It just seems like the data in ACC is just not updating at a longer interval than I'm used to seeing. I'll put it that way. Side by side in turn 13, 14. Engelman on the inside into 14 now. That's going to give him the offensive advantage. And now we got Gabe in the slipstream of the Jose Bravo M4. Oh, wow. Good avoidance from these guys. Is Jet a lap down? Jet may be a lap down. That's actually a good point. He did stop, so Padberg and Engelman both stopped early. Both got dealt stop goes.
Provolone loses it.
Provolone lost it. Oh, no. In the wall. Just outie things, folks. Into turn 4. Let's take a look at that car and see if it is, what is the state of affairs for the Dirty 630. I think he might have gotten a little bit of scuff. Oh, man, that car actually looks pretty pristine. He should just get back with it. Probably doesn't have anything to worry about. Outied. So I think Jet and Padberg are a lap down because they took the pit early and then got the stop go. So that might be the reason why we're seeing the broadcast app is probably telling us the truth. It's just my brain is too frazzled to put facts together in a way that is useful.
I'm going to jump back to Solomon and Ollie G because this is just super spicy. Oh. There might have been a boop. Might have been a little bit of a bonk. So Ollie G does get around Salamoni into turn 4 now. Now the thing is, Ollie G is quick. No doubt about it. But Salamoni has been pretty consistent if you're using Imola as our only data point. So I'm wondering if Ollie G, especially on a track like Hungaroring, like he's going to have to really focus on consistency, minimize track cuts. The liftoff oversteer is insane in the Audi. Yeah, it is. It's basically like I would argue, a lot of people argue that the Porsche is deadly. I would argue that the Audi is actually worse. It's actually more temperamental of a car, in my opinion. But that's me. And it's kind of weird, too, because I remember when I first started playing the ACC, I actually really liked driving the Audi. I don't know if that's just something they changed about the car model, or if it was the original Audi, not the Evo. Like the difference between the original and the Evo is significant. 9 laps in the books. Andres Mustachero in the lead. Mike Jackson, Joseph Kostovich. So they've swapped places somehow. Audi. So the Porsche is expected deadly. The Audi is surprise deadly. That is that's very interesting. So drive-through penalty for car number 9 for causing a collision. Porsche is more predictable, still hard to get used to, but the Audi's just weird. Okay, I can't drive the Porsche, but I can be pretty rapid in the Audi. Well, you know what you are, Patty? You're a captain in the Rex Air Force after Nürburgring. So you can talk about how rapid you are in the Audi, but do you know anybody else that can make a rider fly? A rider mate? Yeah.
Is he the rider whisperer?
Patty's pretty quick in the rider. You know who else is pretty quick in the rider who's hanging around in chat right now is Mr. Volkan Bakkerden.
But saying Vulcan's quick in something specific is like just being overly specific about something, because he's just pretty much quick in anything, isn't he?
He's pretty quick in a lot of cars, but specifically like when you put like other fast drivers in a car like the Ryder, like Vulcan is pretty quick in it. You put Vulcan in the Porsche, and he's starting to be. I mean, I was watching his stream earlier this week, and he was duking it out with Tortellini in quali at Donington. So he's getting pretty quick. Yeah, you heard your name. Mike Jackson. We're currently focused in on him. We're just going to start bouncing around looking at people because the field is really starting to stretch out. I think pit stops are going to be the next thing that are going to, if anything, is going to compress the field. It's going to be the pit stops. Just looking through the field real quick. Let's take a look at the godfather of 949 right now, Mr. Robert Lewis. Going into turn 2. 9 seconds back from Salamoni. He's got a comfy margin between himself and Professor Chronotis. Into turn 4. That might have been a cut. That was very aggressive on the curbing. But Beltane's a person that can really push track limits in a way that kind of makes you scratch your head and you're like, is that legal? If you ever race with Beltane, he's going to tell you one thing when you start complaining about X's and iRacing or track limits. He's like, the track's telling you where to put the car. So put it where the track is telling you to put the car. Like, there have been so many times where people will complain about X's, and he's like, those are the track limits. What do you want me to say?
The
Good point.
track limits don't change. So
Yeah, he's like, yep. He's like, oh, Spa 24 hours. Every time someone gets an X at Poolhone or an X at Stavlo, like, yep, it was the same. The track limits were the same the last lap.
I will say the chicane here could be temperamental with regards to track limits.
Oh, 100%.
Sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
So there's a
giving you pushes either way.
there's a couple things, and actually, who was it that showed me this the other day? Oh, I was watching Sir Foch.
In the pit.
Yeah, Costy's going in the pits early. Oh, you know what? It's 2 hours and 19 minutes from the end of the race, and Costy's going in the pits. Are we unleashing the one stopper?
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure after the last race, he basically swore off the one-stop strategy.
So
I
a
mean-
standard full tank of fuel gets you 70 minutes. So that gives us 2 70-minute stints for him if he wants to do that. He could just go full fuel, go full aggression.
You know, that actually probably makes a lot more sense now. Again, folks, my brain is a little bit... The math center of my brain is asleep right now, while the talking and sounding stupid part is quite active. So, through turn 5, Jason Provolone in the dirty 630. He has recovered the car, kept it out of the wall in a significant way with that moment at turn 3, and just trying to catch back up to Orozco in the number 3 Tacos Locos M4. Gingy, man, you don't have to apologize, dude. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday or Saturday. See, my brain is completely fried. I don't even know what day it is.
All right, James, see you at the next one, right?
There you go. Yep. You want to bring that? You want to bring some Porsche Crazy Rabbits magic to Nürburgring? It's a track you should be familiar with right now, Gingy. That's it. You know what? Actually, Gingy, you know what 2.4 at Nürburgring could mean for you? Redemption. Just leaving that out there. Don't have to say anything else. Redemption.
Nürburgring, ew. You mean Nürburgring? Oh my god, I love that track.
You like that? Yeah. I'm telling you, dude. Get a trailer up on your Twitch channel for the race. Driven it way too much in the last week and a half. I can understand Vulcan.
Is that Vulcan?
Yeah, Vulcan.
Is that Vulcan?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, but Vulcan, think about it. You get a whole month off, and then you get to exploit all the practice that you had over the past couple of weeks in running Nürburgring back to back. Just shoe in for a win. I mean, come on.
I mean, here's the thing. Eric knows how to make a point. So that's all I'm going to say to that. I'm just going to leave that out there and let you guys figure out how to resolve that. That is Eric. He's telling you facts. He's like, you have a whole month. It's true. Calendar speaking, you have a month.
It's just long enough where you're going to be like, oh man, I had such a good time at the Nürburgring. And I was so fast that it would be so nice to get back on in the Porsche, which is arguably one of the better cars at Nürburgring, and Vulcan, who is arguably one of the better drivers in the Porsche, and show us how it's done, you know?
I mean, I don't know if you noticed this or not, Vulcan, but there's a lot of like BMW and McLaren stuff going on in this grid. It would be nice if we had more piglets out on track. What's up, Miller?
Provolone going for the pass on Orozco.
I know it is getting good. Turn 1, 2. See, that's the thing. A lot of people like to throw it up the inside at turn 1 and hug that curb. That curb is actually deadly. Like, your car is not stable at all while you're on top of it.
Team principal, that'd be a fun job. I wouldn't mind doing something like that for a 12-hour race.
Well, let me tell you, if you like that sort of thing, Jerrick, what I would recommend that you take a look at, and this is going to be my one pitch for pit wall, and then I'll shut up. But let's pull up some data.
Juicy data.
Data. Give me the data. Let's see if this pops up. Would you look at that? Do we even have
would
the?
you look at that?
Do we even have the? Let's take a look. Oh, I do have the game frame. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so we've got that all set up right now. If I look, let's find some cars to go take a peek at. If we take a look at the broadcast app right now, which I like to use because the shifting in numbers. Let's take a look at Matt Morrison, Joseph Kostovich. Joseph Kostovich just took the pit stop early. We can punch in Morrison and Provolone. Let's see the track that Kosty's on right now. So we've got the stint information right here. We can blow that up. Take a look at Kosty's stint. Average lap time was a 1:48. Provolone, we're waiting for his to calculate. Same for Morrison when his stint's actually... Oh, there it goes. It populated 151.6, and Morrison was 151.9. So Kosty is on track to catch him. And from a visual perspective, what does that look like? Well, let's look at the gap chart. So if we look at the actual gap delta between these two, here's where we're looking at the pit stop. Everybody shoots past Kosty, and now look at how the gap is bleeding down. In fact, Kosty's about to be right on top of somebody. Let's switch over and take a look.
Yeah, Kosty breathing down Morrison.
It is starting to get sweet mother of data. So yeah, what I like doing. So what is a fun weekend for me, Jerrick, is I will, maybe I'll catch someone like Zach Patterson doing a stream or something with Yaz Motorsport for SRO GT World Challenge America Esports, and what we'll do is actually, I think it's not GT World Challenge America specifically. I do think they actually have some European contestants in there. I think it's just GT World Challenge Esports. Anyway, he races with Yaz Motorsport in the HPD program. I'll log into their servers with Pitwall. Because when you have access to Pitwall, you can cruise into other people's services who happen to have Pitwall timing happening. And then I'll just start looking at the strats play out over an endurance race. It is... That right there is a fun Saturday for me.
Sounds pretty cool.
So Kostovich does get around Morrison. Orozco's going to be the next car in his sights, and 2.156 between them. What did Robin...
Holy histograms, Batman. That's amazing.
Yes. That is...
Thank you, Vulcan. Thank you.
Alternatively,
Why?
Jerrick, and for those who are into the engineering side of things, as am I, we do have quite a few teams between 949 and Trackilicious that run Enduros, whether it's in iRacing or ACC. And I think having the extra man on the team, especially one with a technical mind, to help kind of lift that mental burden off of calculations might go a very long way.
So there was a lot of time. There was a long chunk of time while I was doing broadcasting with 949 where I actually took a break from doing special events, racing in them for 949, and I just ran kind of team logistics. So setting up stint spreadsheets, getting people signed into VRS so that we can do things like track data and stuff like that. And that sort of thing was a lot of fun, but man, it also took a lot more energy than I gave it credit for, because I was basically plugged into what everybody was doing Oh, wow. What a lunge from Coasty, just showing him, like, it's like, you're in front of me. I'd like for you to not be in front of me. Down the start-finish straightaway. Roscoe, Coasty's in the draft. He's got the line set up for turn 1. But anyway, did some team management for 949. And that was a lot of fun, but, man, it was also really taxing in terms of energy because I was just plugged into everything going on pretty much nonstop. And I actually do like doing race strategy stuff. I also like doing, I'll preface that with letting, I like doing that sort of thing when I can do it well and I can do it right. Like if you took a look at how we ended the Daytona 2024, my fuel calculations were just terrible. But, you know, everybody has an off day. So you guys have Miller running team principal for the Trackilicious folks that are doing the 12 Hours Bathurst right now?
Well, he's a driver as well, so.
Ah, okay. So he's a driver in one of the cars.
Off-duty team principaling.
So just from a cost perspective, also, Jerrick, the live timing data you can get access with a free account. You can't do the things like have all the different graphs and stuff that you can manipulate, but you can get a little bit better than what you would get from like a Radio Le Mans pit wall, which is actually pretty good. And interestingly enough, pitwall.live is doing live timing data for the 24-hour series in real life.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty sweet.
This is an awesome time, honestly. The convergence of real racing and sim racing is really been picking up this last year and continuing. It's just super cool to see. Feels very validating, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Sim racing and knowing that there's a lot of real racing stuff happening behind the scenes too.
Mike Burkhoff, thank you so much for the follow, sir. Appreciate it. Well, Coasty is an orange and white Scud missile, and I think people are just kind of staying out of his way. That or if you're quick enough to hang with Coasty, you're probably wanting to chill out in his wake and just try and follow him around track. Because if you want to figure out what is the next car on track that's going to pass somebody, odds are high it's the 494 Maka. So, Siliciferous, for real, talk about Silver Linings, man. Sim Racing got just enough attention to start getting featured properly alongside the real thing starting in 2020. I think something in the real world had something to do with that, but it was a windfall. I will give you that. A real cheesy overtake. I mean, Coasty's not above doing whatever it takes to get around a car in front of him. Within reason. He's not willing to commit manslaughter. So.
You know, defending takes a lot of time away from you.
So right now we got a battle for the lead that's starting to pick up. Andres Mastachero in the Steez Nation has a McLaren starting to loom large in the background. Let's take a look. That was a provolone pun. I just got it. Oh my God, Sean. Oh. Thank you. It just grated through Jason. Oh, man. Oh, you guys, you're killing me. You're killing me. I'm too tired. I'm too tired to understand these. 2 hours and 5 minutes left in this race, and we've got a battle for the lead underway. Andres Mastachero, can he hold off Mike Jackson? This is how I know you're tired. What, that I didn't get the joke, or that I didn't jump on the joke the second that I heard it? So if anybody needed to know from a skills perspective, whether or not Salamone was a complete driver. Not only is he 4th in the 2.4 of Hungaroring right now in the 502 Space Pace Lexus, but he also is in Twitch chat right now turning on pit wall.
I see that. What the heck?
Like, what? Like,
He's got a third arm.
has anybody seen a camera shot of Salamone to determine whether or not he has a third arm? So Andres is he's holding it. He's holding, yes, Giga Chad moment. Indeed. Indeed. Like, if anybody wanted to know what was the biggest name in this lobby right now, it's Chad, and it's spelled Salamone. Out of turn 14, Mike comes across the line, sets a 45.005. Andres is about 0.5, maybe 6 slower. So he is going to have to get defensive pretty quick. So with 2 hours and 3 minutes, Jerrick, at what point does either one of these drivers say, you know what, I'm either going to pit ahead of you, or I'm going to wait and see what you do? I feel like we got to be getting close to the first round of pit stops for these guys. If they're going like pit stop, full tank, pit stop, then another one with full tank to the end. Does that sound about right to you?
There could be a bunch of different strats, but if it were me out there, I would probably be trying to extend this first stint as long as possible, assuming I was on dry tires at the beginning. I would not want to pit until I was absolutely required to by the amount of fuel in my tank. Because the sooner you pit, the sooner you have cars you either have to get back past, which takes time to fight your way through, or if you're far enough back in the pack, after your first pit, you've got a lot of blue flags showing up. Both of those things cost you a lot of time, so the longer you can just stay out on that first stint, the more time you can build ahead.
So, for the folks that don't know what I think Jerrick is saying, maybe without realizing it, he may have stumbled upon a very useful fact for fans of the 949 GT Sprint Series, and that is Dan Tazaro, the infinite long run strat, goated. Like, Dan Tazaro has got it figured out. Jerrick Snyder confirmed it independently. He didn't even know he was confirming it. It's just a fact now. We can just write it down. Dan Tazaro's a genius. So running long, trying not to have to pass those cars again, you think on a track like Hungaroring is going to be pretty critical around here. It does.
For sure.
I think you're right, too, because what I'm seeing right now, we can look at this real quick. Let's pull this up on the broadcast app, folks. Take a look at this right now. Look at the distribution of cars on this track right now. If you pit right now, the biggest gaps on track for you to slot into is between car 67, car 6, car 82, the 494 of Coasty, the 949 of Robert Lewis, and the 42 of Chronotis. Like, those are the places where you can fit your car. And to be frank, they're not that big a gap to fit in. So, Jerrick might be on something here.
And the only deviation from that is maybe if I was Mike Jackson and I'm having troubles getting by Andreas, maybe I pit a lap or two before he does.
Interesting, because the thing there, for the folks that don't understand about the benefits of the undercut around here, is a lot of people use the undercut from the perspective of, oh, well, I'm going to pit before the guy, and maybe they'll have a traffic moment or a bad pit stop or whatever. I'm just trying to execute my stuff right now before the other guy gets a shot, and things may just work out better for me. However, the other alternative is if the other way to think about it is if Mike Jackson comes in a lap or two before Andres, switches onto some new tires, gets those puppies up to temperature before Andres comes into his pit, switches on to potentially fresh cold tires, it could be that Mike Jackson could get some temperature in those babies before Andres is able to get his tires in the window and be able to take the fight to him. However,
the alternative is Andres could pull that same maneuver on Mike Jackson right now. It's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out because they're starting to hit some blue flag traffic. An hour and 20 minutes stint with fuel on the optional map. How long did Coasty go
Oh,
at Imola?
an hour and
I think it was like, I think it was close. I think it was close in the Maka. I think Coasty got pretty close. He single stopped Imola.
That's not right. Wait a minute. 2 hours 40 minutes. 1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 80 minutes.
Yeah, Coasty pulled 80 minutes. Well, actually, I think he pulled more than 80 minutes because he was actually pushing at the end.
I think any car can, every car can, but not without some sacrifices for sure. Oh yeah, he was on a serious fuel map and doing a lot of lifting and coasting.
Yeah. And at the same time, man, his pace was really good.
Oh, it was so frustrating.
I mean, it is just, yeah, Coasty. Coasty is the lift and coast. Lift and Coasty. Lift and Coasty. We're just gonna call it that now. Oh man. Did you see how the hamster wheel said, wait a minute, was a joke mentioned? Started scratching the wheel. He did do a lot of toggling in the fuel map, Tez. So we're just focused in on this fight right now for the lead because it is the closest battle by a lot. About 3/10 between these two guys. We're gonna keep our eye, however, on Joseph Kostovich, 2 seconds back from you right now, Eric. And Morrison is 1.083 from Orozco. So we might see some red-eye Tacos Locos action here in a little bit. Man, I need a Taco Bell livery. I've just come to that conclusion. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I talking about liveries? I just want Taco Bell.
Man, could you imagine the Tacos Locos car delivering it to you? How great would that be?
Hey, anybody wants to drive to my house and deliver food in an M4 GT3? You got my respect, and you're going to get a good tip. I don't even know what it is. You might just come up to the door with the tacos, and I might just hand you a TV. I don't know.
No, they don't come up to the door. They're strapped in a race car. They just rev their engine in the street till you come get it.
That would be hilarious. Also, not very different from just basically a normal weekend around here in Fairfax. Tacos from a legit food truck. So, Vulcan, if you ever come down this way, I'll take you to Taco Bamba. It's got some pretty good stuff, dude. It's got some pretty good stuff. My wife Amber is a big fan of the carnitas. For me, oh man, I'm just looking at menus now. This is terrible. Guys, I'm a broken man.
He's actually been to Taco Bamba.
Dude, Taco Bamba is so good, dude. It's so good. For me, the huevos rancheros are really good. But then also they've got a breakfast sope that is just out of this world. Yeah, Taco Bamba's been good. So wait a minute, you've been down to Fairfax and you haven't let me know? Unfollowed, unfriended. No, I'm kidding.
Canceled.
Canceled. Man, this fight is just like, it's still 3/10 between these guys. 3/10. That's not true, Vulcan. You're good. You're good.
Ooh, Padberg sneaking around Carnes in the traffic jam.
Well, let's give it a look. We got Carnes in the CCC. Rees is in front in the 950, trying to
At this point, I'm wondering. So Carnes has to get around Rees to then take a shot at Padberg. Your ex lived in Fairfax? Okay. I'm still waiting to see between Mike Jackson and Mastachero, like who's going to pull the trigger on a pit stop. Who's going to do it? I'm going to go on mute for a sec and take a stretch break because I need to give my leg a bit of a stretch after sitting down in that thing for 3 stints.
Shoo.
What's up, what's up, Mex? How are you doing? Are you doing iRacing tonight, Mex? I can't remember if you're involved in that or not. I do not see you in the pit lane. Yeah, for the folks that are looking for a fun Discord community to be a part of, ! TSR in chat. Trackilicious
Oh
Sim
god,
Racing.
we got rain.
Rain? Heyo! Here we go. I wonder if we're going to make a decision about a pit stop now.
Now sounds good.
Yeah, now sounds about good. Ooh, both of them just going to creep around track.
Reese really struggling in that Porsche.
You do rallycross and iRacing, Max? I did not know that. I actually have not tried the dirt stuff like at all in iRacing. Same with the ovals.
There goes Raza into the pits.
So Ollie G going into the pits right now. That could be a big brain play for him because he's in third right now. He's going to extend a little bit on Salamone and then try and maybe catch up to the leaders. You're in Jersey, right? Yeah, Philly. Huh?
So guess who loses out in this?
Who's that?
Mr. Joseph Kosovich in his early pit stop.
Oh, that is true.
See,
Coasty getting caught out in the rain.
This is another reason you extend those pits. Get a little bit more foresight on what that weather's going to do. The longer the wait, the more options you have.
Oh, and rain's going away.
Oh, man, just a quick shower out on track, and Ollie G is going to be probably kicking himself a little bit. Variability, catching some people out. Is this the cool stream where the cool guys hang out, Cardo? I mean, Vulcan's
Now
here.
that you're here, it is.
I mean, Vulcan's here, so that's... I mean, we're all cool. And Vulcan.
Oh, we got the Henlo.
How's it going, Cardo? Everybody is not only cool here, but they are also charming people. I'll say it. I've been dazzled by the ACC sim racing community in North America. You guys hit me with the razzle dazzle. If Beltan is listening right now, Beltan probably knows this. Probably better than anyone else because we've run a lot of Enduros together. There's a window where my brain gets tired and then I just start saying things. So yeah, I think we're there. I kind of feel it looming large in the background.
Wet tires optimum, boys.
Wet tires are optimum.
Oh, that's what the game thinks. The game doesn't know.
Game doesn't know. Computers don't
Track's
know.
so greasy. No, it's fine. Wet tires, not optimum. They'll get hot. They'll get toasty.
So we
Especially on all these
got
cars.
rain, and then
I think I'm
rain
gonna stick it
increasing
out.
in 5, and then rain decreasing again in 15. So we're gonna have a good solid 10 minutes where it's just raining. So it's gonna
Ooh.
get damp.
It's just switched. It's damp now, and in 5 minutes we've got double rain.
So there you go,
Oh,
folks.
and it changed again.
The game has made me a liar. It is now optimal for wets.
So there goes the dirty 630 Audi. What's my go-to Mexican dish? Well, I mean, I really do love a good tostada. Big fan of carnitas. Like I said, dude, that breakfast sope at Taco Bamba is pretty lit. When it comes to like Tex-Mex style, like going to Anita's and getting chicken enchiladas with tomatillo sauce, that's pretty good. Dude, I am hungry. I could eat this microphone right now. Tortas are good. Tortas are good. Mexican food's just delicious. We could just establish that if it comes out of the back of a taco truck, it's probably good for you. And when people are like, it's not good for you, it's got a lot of fat in it, I'm like, shut up. It's good for you.
There's 2 types of health: physical and mental. It helps my mental health.
We're gonna switch around, folks. We've been watching this battle with Mostachero and Mike Jackson long enough. I'm calling it right here. These guys are gonna take it to the pits. In this order. Prove me wrong. John Solomon in the Space Pace Esports, currently third right now, pulling about 11 seconds on Robert Lewis, who has yet to pit. Kronotis and Kostovich. Kostovich diving into the pits with the weather changing.
Ooh, so is Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson. Just as soon as I say anything, Mike goes out and proves me wrong. So there's that. Let's take a look, though. Remember, where's Ollie G at? Let's pop on over to the BRB, who is now going into turn, what is that? Turn 5 on approach to 6-7 at the chicane. Quesadillas are delicious.
I'm also on Team Quesadilla.
Quesadillas are delicious. stuff all sorts of stuff in tortillas, and I'll probably eat it. Dan Tizarro.
Getting dry in 15 minutes.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, it is crazy out here.
So guys, I'm running on 23 psi pressures right now, and my tires are pretty much going from light blue to dark blue. However, I just wanted to see if it was gonna dry up again, so I think I'm gonna stick it out.
Ooh.
And just maintain.
So Eric is just like, you know what? We're gonna long run this baby. Weather be damned. You know what? Eric's a rebel.
I have to play the off strategy because I don't have the pace. So I have to try to big brain move this. Otherwise, I'll just be mid pack, doing the same thing everyone else does.
Yeah, Eric is just like, Eric was a problem child growing up. He's like, you know what, Mother Nature? You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me to clean my room.
Yeah, Vulcan's agreeing with you there, Eric. He says if you've got the fuel, stay out.
Yeah, I have 44 liters still.
If America is giving you anything, it's different food. Dan Tizarro.
Yeah, here in America, we have all kinds of food. We have Mexican-American food, we have Chinese-American food, Japanese-American food.
Oh, it's tough, guys.
So, Eric, think
Present.
traction control, ABS settings,
All the way up, all the way down.
all the way down on ABS, really?
Oh, no, sorry. Brake bias is all the way down.
Interesting, all the way down. So you could be having some fun rear lockup issues in that M4 if you're not careful.
No, so the cool thing about driving in the rain with less grip is when you apply those brakes, your car doesn't slow down as fast, which means your car doesn't pitch forward as fast. And when it doesn't pitch forward, you still have grip over those rears. So having a very middle of the road brake bias in the wet is
Oh,
the
so when
strat.
he said all the way down, he meant 50.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll buy
So
that.
we're like
I'll
40.
buy that.
You're at 47? Yeah, 40. You could probably get away with 47.
Yeah, 48.
So
That's as
Mastachero,
low as the BMW goes.
I think, so Mastachero pulled his pit stop off and is out on track right now. Let's get the track map pulled up and just see if the data either hasn't updated yet. I'm curious where. So the 502, yeah, Salamoni's in front. Does look like Mastachero did get out in front of the 63. It says 52 seconds. You can look at the track map and tell that is not 52 seconds between Mastachero and Jackson. There would be rain. I would have dropped everything and signed up for this race. Shake my head. Well, Beachley, you got no one to blame but yourself, right? It's a race. It's a motor race. Anything can happen. Sky's the limit, man.
Come on, Beachley, you should know better. We put variable weather on all of our events.
Yeah, 2.4 hours. There's got to be some rain in there.
So Salamoni has yet to pit. Now here, hang on a minute now. So Salamoni is in the Lexus, in the wet. Hasn't pitted yet. I know the Lexus isn't nearly the rain god it used to be, but it's still pretty good in the wet. You got to plan better. Blame my dad. Blame my dad turning. Oh, Shane Reeves gets the drive-through. Where is? Hang on a minute.
Yeah, have your dad move his birthday around to. You can do that.
I mean, here's the thing. You know what you can do? You could always surprise your dad by celebrating a day early. Big brain play. He'll never see it coming. That's right. That's right. I went to college and studied absolutely nothing to do with human interaction. But that right there, you can take that one and use it whenever you feel free. Got stuck behind Leo for half a race. He's rough to overtake. Yeah, dude. Leo is pretty quick. Especially because he just knows the Fezes so well. So Salamoni still has yet to pit. 31 laps in this race. An hour and 41 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 2.4 of Hungaroring. You're watching the Trackilicious 949 Winter Endurance Championship. I'm going to get it all out of my head. I promise, Eric. If you are looking to participate in the series, we do have 2 more rounds. We got Nürburgring and Kyalami. Be sure and check out Trackilicious' website, trackilicious.com/sim racing. The calendar is under the ACC Endurance page. Also, !TSR in chat. You could join their Discord. Get information not only about this series, but their GT4 series on Thursday and their GT3 series on Sunday. Both are pretty awesome to watch. You need to go check that out. !Enduro. That'll get you access to the race app page. You could sign up for this right now. Eric is pulling double duty right now, driving around. Eric is trying to put the blame, folks, on Salamoni. He's saying, he's got a third arm. He's typing in chat. Explain yourself, Eric.
Well, I mean, look at the data. The man is driving. What position is he in right now?
He's P1.
P1 with some phenomenal laps. and then reaches out, switches his screen to Twitch, types out information to get to the pit wall, opens up pit wall, looks at the data. These are all presumptions towards the end, of course. But why would he open up pit wall if he's not looking at data? Looks at the data, compares, calculates. He's got to have an extra arm, if not two. Now, folks, I've heard about 3 legs. I'd never heard about 3 arms. But this man, Salamoni, he's got 3 arms.
So so Eric, your analysis is definitely something I can really appreciate, because when you're going to do something like make a dumb claim, make a bold one. Don't goof off with some little half-assed claim. Make it big. Like, not only can John Salamoni type !pit wall, but he probably browsed through all of the stint times to find the right average to hit, to then plan his pit stop that still has yet to come after 32 laps in the Lexus. Man,
I just got to respond to Leon here. This is the wet type of rain.
This is not that stinging rain. It is definitely the wet kind of rain.
The rain's just coming down. It's not going sideways. It's not coming up from the ground. It's just regular old from the top rain. It's wet.
Ooh. So.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. If I was wrong, would he be in first right now? Would he be doing big brain strats?
I mean, not only is he doing big brain strats, but I'm looking at his times right now. His last lap was a 47.3, which is slower than Mike Jackson. 47.3.
Yes.
But he hasn't pitted yet.
Which means, in about 5 minutes, when the rain goes away, he's going to be much quicker than Mike Jackson, and has saved the pit stop.
Vulcan says, this isn't your average everyday rain. This is advanced rain. Monka S. Advanced all caps. This is you know what this is? This is high-tech rain, folks. We have toiled.
Engineered rain.
We have toiled behind the scenes with the switches and dials and have engineered the most advanced technical rain simulation that you are now witnessing before your very eyes. High fidelity rain. There you go, Vulcan. See? He's just in the Senna flow state, but doing everything else. So, Leon Brave. So, Salamoni better than Senna, confirm? 33 laps in the books. We got an hour, 37 minutes, 20 seconds. Salamoni's the only person to yet take a scheduled pit stop. The Lexus.
Not true.
Oh, I see you, Eric. Eric's pulling a fast one on people.
I don't know if it's going to pay off, but we'll see in about 5 minutes when there's no more rain.
Oh, actually, we need to go check in because Andres Mostachero has lost out to Mike Jackson. I'm gonna look at the data. Did we have like an accident or something? Because Mostachero. So the 82 and the 949 did touch.
Yep, car number 82 just lost control. Just a bit of a contact.
Okay. Mostachero's last lap was a 46. Was a 59.8. Ollie G was a 54.0. So Ollie G's already gotten past Mostachero. And then Mike Jackson with the 55.3. I wonder if Mostachero just changed on to fresh dry weather tires.
Yeah, probably.
He pulled the pit stop in the rain to trick people into thinking he was switching to wets, but then he didn't.
That's a big brain move.
I'm telling you.
The biggest brain.
I'm telling you. And unfortunately, for at least a little while longer, he is definitely somewhere he'd rather not be in terms of lap times. But will it pay off? We'll find out. Oh, let's go check out Provolone. So Provolone back out on track in the Dirty 630. He is catching Orozco in the Tacos Locos BMW. I'm going to go take that stretch break right now. I need to stretch my leg out. I'll be right back. You guys enjoy the show.
So Jerrick, while he's gone, let's talk here a little bit. I need a little bit of brain power here. I need a little bit of mental horsepower.
Okay, sure.
I've yet to pit. Okay, it's about to get dry, and it's an hour and 30 minutes in.
Sure.
When I go in, am I going full fuel, dry tires, and will I have to pit again? Probably, right?
Almost definitely. How many laps of fuel do you have left?
12.
You've got 12 laps of fuel right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, hold on. Now I want to do some math and see if you can just do the single stopper.
Not gonna lie, we're going backwards here because we're on the dry tires, but rain is about to end.
What are lap times looking like right now?
In the wet, I'm looking at 2-minute lap times, 2:01s.
So
In
if I do
the
a
dry,
minute,
I was going at 150, 148s.
148s. So we'll just do a minute 50 average lap time guesstimate. That's 110 seconds.
Consumption so far,
So that-
average 2.4.
You know, you could probably make it. Yeah, Beachley thinks you can make it too. If you
Is
can,
there a wet map that I should be running?
for the Beamer, I don't think so. I don't think its maps were that expansive. Let me do the quick Google though. I'm not sure. BCC car engine maps. Actually, yeah, it looks like engine map 6, 7, and 8 are all wet maps. 6 being the fastest and highest fuel consumption, but it's a wet throttle. And then 7, 8 are a bit slower with less fuel consumption. And the only difference between 7 and 8 is the throttle map.
So really, we want to look for 7 potentially.
Probably.
So, biggest challenge being, where is my... Oh, found the engine map button. All right. Ooh.
Wow, this has been some incredible racing. Oh, Eric, what'd you do? Why'd you hit car number 9? Now I gotta go look at that.
It will likely be no further action. It was a very light tap as you went on the inside. I mean, I'm trying to commentate, drive with dry tires in the rain, and not lose a lot of time to the overtake. So please forgive me. The bandwidth is quite limited right now.
Well, who's decided to stream?
It's for the people.
It's for the people. It's not for Gabe Carnes. It's for the people. Sacrifice sacrifice the wood.
For the many. It was the lightest of taps, so I really don't expect.
You guys are both still on track, so yeah, probably. I'm just gonna take a look at it. That's all I have. Nothing else to do.
Absolutely, I would have it no other way.
How's it going, guys? I'm back. And
Eric tried murdering Gabe Carnes.
tried.
was
So-
unsuccessful.
All right. Well,
So Eric's a failure. That's what I'm
so
getting at.
so in terms of like the Yoda methodology of there's no try, only do.
Yes. There it is.
So I did stretch my way right into the kitchen, and I walked out with these wonderful chocolate chip muffins.
Gotta stretch out that mouth and stomach now.
You know what the hardest part about being a commentator while driving is? Listening
All
to
of it?
Philip talk about food.
I talk
I'm
about food
so
a lot.
hungry. I'm hungry.
I talk a lot about food. So we're gonna keep the camera on Ollie G for a little bit longer. We do have some pit stops. Jose Bravo and Orozco, the two, actually both Tacos Locos M4s are going into the pits.
Dahlman did go in for a pit. He just came out in 7th.
Interesting. You know, the auto mod's been kind of weird lately, Leon. It's been catching a lot of things, and I don't really know or understand why. Provolone in the Dirty 630, trying to hold off Carnes in the CC Aston Martin. Salamone in front of him. Is that the 3 food groups? Chips, sugar, salt? Okay.
I approve. Whoever that was.
That's vivacious.
I'm-
It's not just chips. That's clearly a Dorito.
Which I'm pretty sure has both of the other 2 ingredients in it.
Only the other 2
No,
ingredients.
Jeremy,
Nothing
don't
else.
hit me.
Ooh, getting spicy. All right, guys, I'm going to go on mute real quick. I'm going to munch down a muffin real fast. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, don't make sure you mute yourself because muffins are notoriously loud. Oh, I'm
I would
sorry.
argue muffins are the silencers of the food group.
I want that ASMR. Who's he going to the pits? Jet going into the pits.
Thank the Lord, he made me nervous for a second there. All right. The track is still damp.
There's no sun, so it's not gonna just dry out for you. It's gonna get a dry line because you guys are driving on it. Oh no! Car number
that?
950. Is that Shane Reese again?
Shane is just having a bad time.
It is Shane. Oh, poor guy. He is having a really rough time with this Porsche. Says he's on wet tires.
Tire pressures are coming back up.
You're on dries though, right?
Still on dries.
So
9 laps to go.
with Shane Reese being on the wets, he's probably got balloons for tires right now.
What does chat think? What do you guys think? Whoever's in chat, what do you guys think of the one-stop strat? We didn't come in here planning on a one-stop strat, but we are rolling with the punches.
How you doing on fuel?
Still got, hang on one second. We got 9 laps to go.
9 laps of fuel left?
Yeah.
Oh, you can for sure do a pretty easy one stop.
I'm still on the wet engine map, considering when I should be changing that over.
I would probably hold off until the track gets to at least greasy.
Do a little bit more fuel saving.
Actually, the track is greasy now, so anytime you feel comfortable.
You know, what I'm worried about, and maybe our lovely, intelligent chat can support with some of thoughts on here is that if we have no more rain through the rest of the race, then that might be a bad situation for me. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit of fuel saving now to ensure we're okay later might be a good idea.
Could be, could be. So you're still on map 7?
Map 7.
Alright, that
brake
is a
bias
bit of
is
a
still
fuel
very
saving map.
low. And then we got traction control all the way up to 9, I think. Yeah, 9.
Probably going to want to start moving that brake bias forward a bit, because as the
Yep.
track gets more grip, you're going to really swing that rear end around.
All right, we're going up on TC. We
BB.
are BB, yeah. Are feeling the grip a little bit, so that's good. And FYI, I can't read chat, you guys. I don't have the stream up. Just one more thing I could get distracted with, given the fact that I had only 1 hour of practice last night in a half-dazed, sleepy state. I didn't want any more distractions than I already have, so hopefully my fellow co-commentators / stewards / server admins can help out with some of that lovely information.
It looks like the general consensus is, I mean, it'll work until it doesn't.
Thanks, guys.
I mean, you kind of set yourself up for that when you were like asking chat questions but not having time to read it. So, but at the same time,
I was hoping for what's it called?
The
When
big
somebody-
brains in chat to just fix all your problems. Wow.
No. Oh, yeah, yeah.
if that's the case, then you can totally take this on good authority from me that I'm reading chat right now, and everybody says that you can totally get to the end of the race without even putting fuel in the car.
I mean, I can get to the end of the race. It'll be an early end to the race, but definitely the end to my race.
This is true. This is true.
So let it be known, Eric just confirmed, I'm an honest man. I never tell a lie.
I would like some fresh tires, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Cardo, these drive-thrus have been pretty unforgiving already. We've had a couple of stop-go 30s emerge from the pits as well. Beachley says, if you're one-stopping, Eric, you got to be on the podium. No pressure.
I mean, pits to podium, right? That's what we said at the start of the race.
That's what we said.
I mean, you're in the Purple Rain M4. You're basically just like made for this race. Got me some coffee too. Might be able to turn off that like stupid part of my brain that's like coming up with really dumb jokes. There is a car off track. Is that Robert
Sounds
Lewis?
like Bravo.
No, that was Bravo. Okay. Robert Lewis is in the pits. Did you guys notice that both Mike Jackson and Joseph Kostovich went into the pits with about an hour and 24 minutes left in the race? I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I was shoving muffin into my face as fast as I could.
Eric Volkin brings up a good point. You want to definitely wait as long as possible this first time to pit. That way you've got good readings on pressures before you go into the pits.
You know what? I was actually just upping my pressures because the other thing I noticed is that it is 6:04 p.m. So the temps are likely going to be dropping. So thank you, Vulcan. I am in the same headspace as you know. Bit of a spin. Nope, no big deal. We're good. We're good.
Oh! Don't do the bad rejoin.
No. We're being safe. Being safe. No one's around. It's okay. We're still there. We're still good.
So my first question is, does the hood give you more downforce on the M4 right now, Eric?
I'm not seeing it popped up. So I don't know.
Is that a new drive-through warning for Bravo?
It
Looks
could
like
be.
it.
It could be. So Chronotis is in the pits.
Got Mr. Lewis right behind me. Might warrant switching over to the map 1, doesn't it? Ooh.
Switch over to it without switching into him.
Yeah, I was forgetting about that part, but caught it in time.
So, I mean, I'm not a physicist or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure two cars cannot occupy the same physical space at the same time.
So here's my
Theoretically, there's a
counter-argument.
possibility that that could happen. You try infinite number of times.
Yes.
I was actually going to say you might be able to pull it off if you take both cars apart and just dump them in the same pile.
Yes, you could do that. You could do that. My counter argument is this is not a real physical space. This is a simulation of sorts, a game, if you will.
It's true.
So, laws of physics do not apply. Well, they do, but you know.
Matt Morrison in the TSR 949 Aston Martin, which that is just such a pretty livery. I love the black on black. That is just. It looks like he's got kind of almost like a jungle pattern for like the main body of the car. Patty is like, excuse me, SGR Patty. How many times have you changed your name in this chat alone, Patty? You were KOB Patty when you showed up. Then you're SGR Patty, all lowercase. Now you're SGR Patty where SGRP is capitalized.
Ooh, Padberg going for the dive on Morrison. Morrison with the switchback. He may. Ooh, they're side by side.
Yep, into turn 2. Now here's the thing: inside line right now for Padberg. I mean, that is a pretty good approach for turn 2. Passing around the outside turn 2 is not really gonna work. And before FLY Patty Kappa. Wow. Yeah, if you guys get an opportunity to go back and watch the 949 race at Nürburgring, that was a pretty good one, and we actually saw a rider take flight. It was I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't think I actually caught that on stream, but Patty's got some videos in Discord about it. Back to the Future Patty. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh no.
Oh, he saw that mistake and he's working on capitalizing it.
You clipped it from Vulcan's stream? Nice. Oh yeah, Vulcan's reactions, especially when he laughs. I gotta clip the Vulcan laugh and get that on the soundboard. Gotta do that. So Kostovich moving up into 6th. I'm going to go look at the pit wall data while we've got the auto camera rolling around, taking a look at these beautiful shots in Assetto Corsa. I just kind of want to take a look. There it is.
Welp, are you running a LUT right now?
Am I?
Are you?
I was asking you. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. Let me look.
How the turntables.
I'll check real quick.
Somebody had posted one in the Trackilicious Discord.
Yeah, is somebody? I saw that, and I haven't had a shot at taking a look at it yet because one thing I don't use reshade.
But it could be that that's actually a pretty good idea. So I do
Okay,
not have a LUT turned on.
I remember you were playing with those.
I was doing a little bit of
a
scooping
while
around
ago.
with it. What I would like is I like getting photorealism would be kind of a really cool sort of thing. But I'm also not just like completely bound to like using photorealism as the only kind of filter for a stream. I feel like there's a number of different like color combinations and stuff like that that you could go through to make it look like really nice. Like even when you talk about like photorealism, like what are we talking about? Are we talking about an SRO broadcast? Are we talking about an IMSA broadcast? Because if you
Well,
like
now-
watch,
Now you're over my head.
because if you like watch NBCSN's broadcasts, they're like they're pretty bright. I think they use a lot of like wide angle lenses and stuff like that. But then you watch Formula One and everything is like smash narrow, and but I think they do that mainly just because of the speed which the cars are moving to catch the action.
Guys, I have another question for you. For Mr. Vulcan, who is talking about tire pressures. So I'm pretty close to being good on tire pressures, maybe 1 or 2 clicks up. It is 6:18 p.m. in game. How many clicks do I have to go up for the temperature going down?
What's the time, the multiplier for this race?
X2.
X2. X2, so you got another 2 hours. So we're looking at 8:30 by the end of the race. Now, keep in mind, Eric, you are talking about 8:30 by the end of the race. So approaching 9 o'clock. So while targeting the pressure change for the end of the race might make sense because it's like it's a cutoff. I know when that time is and how long that is. It's probably better to hit in the middle. So whatever the pressures need to be at like 7:30, probably be what you want to target. What do you think?
What's the current ambient temperature? The current ambient temperature is 23 degrees Celsius.
We got a bit of sun out.
We do have a little bit of sun. We do not have any rain in the sky. It does look a little bit like a really cool little sunset starting to happen in the distance.
You saw that clip? It looks like a video game.
Well, Leon, do I have news for you?
It was.
Wow, twist ending.
I know. Plot twist.
Try to shoot, as Welp said, for the optimal pressure around 7:15 p.m. in game. I would say, Eric, you're not looking. You're like, I think a 3-degree swing by the end of the race would be a stretch. Yeah. See, Vulcan said the same thing. It won't go lower than 20 ambient.
So looking at probably like 2 ticks then.
I'd say 2.
Yeah, okay.
It's a nice even
Copy
number.
that.
It's prime.
Copy that. Thank you, guys.
Vulcan said 2 or 3. Oh, okay. So Vulcan's like, it's like you got options.
So think about it like this. If the way the tires have been behaving for you, if you've been seeing the pressures fluctuate a lot this race, go for 3. If they've been seem pretty predictable to you, go 2.
Because one thing that we don't have insight into watching you on track right now, Ollie G's in the pits from 2nd place. Let's actually pull up the track map real quick while that's happening. So Ollie G in the 6-3 car. It said
Ollie
he was...
G's in
Oh, no, it's car 30.
30.
Car 30. It flipped around on the board right as I said it. So he cycles out. Looks like he's going to come out on track right in the mix. You got the 888 of Padberg going into turn 1. Ollie G's got a little bit of traffic in front of him now.
That's his 2nd pit stop already.
That is his 2nd pit stop, but we are an hour 10 minutes from the end of this race. So that is 70 minutes. 40 seconds.
So he may have just gone full fuel
Mm-hmm.
and just going to try to run it out.
Oh, here comes Eric. Pulling that one stopper. Cat's out of the bag now, Eric. You got nowhere to hide. Everybody knows you're doing the one stopper.
Straight up. Yeah, straight up. Oh, if only I had a bathroom that was closer.
And Vulcan says you should totally be able to make it to the end. Shane Reeves in the 950. Which, by the way, let's take a. I want to take a look at this one. I think this one was a. If I remember correctly, this was a. I think Chris made this livery. Look at that. Got the Welsh Wizard on the side. I love how he's holding the 949 logo. That's a nice touch. We got the Pitwall.live, the CRS stuff. I think this one predates us racing with you guys in Trackilicious.
We've got Provolone and Padberg side by side going into T1.
Ooh, let's go over there. Provolone, Padberg. Brought to you by the letter P. Into turn 2. Oh man, the jokes are just gonna get dumber, guys. as I get more and more sleepy, the jokes are just gonna get dumber and dumber.
We've got Ali Raza right behind Provolone.
I haven't started talking about audiobooks. When that starts to happen, that's when you're like, somebody cut his mic. Provolone backing out of it. Hang on a minute.
That was Ali Raza that he let by.
I know. I was just kind of curious about something.
Okay.
Guys, I don't think my tires changed.
You don't think your tires changed?
Nope.
You took full fuel, but you didn't change your tires?
I had tire change selected.
Well, what makes you think they didn't change?
Because they came out at the pressures that I went in at, not lower pressures, not cold pressure.
Well, they do have tire heaters, tire blankets on them, so...
Oh, Koninsky. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. That one, they used that one from last season, but that last season wasn't the first season they ran the Porsche Patty. Har and I are going to be taking the Audi for the new Sim Grid Sprint Cup season. Mind if we rep the CRS Audi livery you made? Look at that, folks. CRS esports team confirmed. Vulcan and Har.
Cardo says, free advertising? No way.
He throws the gauntlet down. Absolutely not. I will not allow it. Cardo Racing School. Exclamation point coach in chat. Patty's got me covered. You can also check out his site at cardoracing.com. You know what I did do before Bathurst, Cardo? I went and watched that video again. I know it's ACC, but it's just... I had to refamiliarize myself with some of the braking zones and stuff. Good evening from Germany. Thank you for joining us, man. You're watching the 2.4 of Hungaroring. This is the Trackilicious 949 Sim Racing partnership. The Winter Endurance Championship for 2022. I'm getting some monster lag. What was that? Did you guys see that? The game started to slow down. Like, time started to slow down. Like, I've got some sort of superpower. I'm just, like, slowing down time so I can get the fine details. That is totally not what was happening. It was just my computer starting to turn into a toaster oven.
I'm gonna exercise what little German I know and say willkommen to all of our German friends.
Yes, I believe this is part of the Salamoni gang. Salamoni right now in second. Where is Salamoni at in relation to? I'm gonna pull up my pit wall stuff and take a look.
Salamoni's coming up on Shane. He's about 19 seconds back off of Mike Jackson.
Okay. So just now going in turn 13.
Salamoni is in the Lexus.
Oh yeah. My whip. Love that car. It has the best engine note in ACC from the cockpit camera.
Does it?
I mean,
Sounds pretty good.
here's the thing, Jerrick. There's no penalties in life for being wrong. You can be wrong. It's okay. It's okay. Well, actually, there are penalties. I mean, if you pulled the pin out of a grenade and held it for too long, you would be wrong in doing that. And it would be penalizing.
It would be quite penalizing. You know, the Lexus does sound pretty good. I think its only real competition is the GT4. The oh, its name is escaping me right now.
The Maserati?
Yeah, the Maserati.
Yeah, Maserati's pretty good. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
The Merc's got that cool low grumble as well.
It does. It does. It does sound a lot like a very angry person on their couch. You're right.
It sounds angry. It looks angry. The Merc's just an angry car. I love it for that.
Yep. The Merc. It can't quite reach the remote and is frustrated.
Because it's got too long a nose, it just can't get through to it.
Nice. The Merc. The front end is so long, it just bumps into things constantly. Like, hey guys, guys, look. I'm gonna do an impression. I'm a Merc going into the wall. My hood's too long.
You make fun, but I drove the Merc for like a year, and wow, was that the case? It's got such a big nose.
I'm just really glad I don't have my stream on, so I can't see what Welp is about.
Yes.
Eric,
Coffee
you ever seen
time.
those
Coffee.
shows at the
Coffee,
zoo
coffee,
where they have a
coffee.
seal bounce a
Cappuccino.
ball in the
Java.
air?
Yes.
It's like that, except it's Welp and his microphone.
And I will totally say that I executed that maneuver with all of the skill and grace that would put any seal and some stupid beach ball to shame.
Someone give the man a muffin.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I need another one of those right now, especially with this cup of coffee, because now I'm tired, but I have a lot of sugar and caffeine in my system. So it's gonna be a wild ride, folks. We've got an hour and 1 minute left in the 2.4 of Hungaroring. It's a really fun race. Hope you guys are having a good time. I know I am. In the booth with me, we've got Eric and Jerrick. Wow, that rhymes. I just put that together.
Could be a traveling show, Jerrick.
Ooh, man, you know what? I just
I'm a
noticed
very smart guy.
Shane's had some contact with car number 9. Let's go. I'm gonna go take a look at that. See if anything of note happened.
So Mike Jackson in the lead of this race in the 63 after 53 laps. We've got Salamoni, Ali G, Mostachero, and Kostovic are your top 5. Yeah, I don't know if I would probably land on the scale of people with hyperactivity disorder or attention deficit disorder. For me, it's more like, I don't know. I think I'm just annoying. I think I just talk too much. I think that's the thing. Like, people are like, he's got ADHD or something like that. No, I think I'm just annoying naturally. Ask Beltan, he'll tell you. Into turn 6 and 7. Mike Jackson moving through the traffic right now, trying to put as much space between him and Salamone as he can get. Getting some good camera shots right now. The autopilot is actually kind of on point right now as Mike Jackson goes through turns 9 and 10 into turn 11. And I say that, and then autopilot gives us the 2 same camera angles. What are you doing to me, autopilot? Sheesh. What is this? That's pretty good. Immortalized. Well, Eric, after the race, you can totally look at the clip that Vulcan added to the Twitch.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm thinking that needs to be a chat alert. But if you're tired, I think caffeine is just going to restore normal brain function anyway. I agree, Leon. That's why I drink as much of it as I can. I'm pretty sure my kidneys are probably about the size of like a peanut M&M. And they probably have the filtration capability of like a stuffed toilet. It's just not good, probably. Because all I do is just basically just pound coffee to try and get through the day. Tired chats are the best chats. Like drinking inhibition goes out the window. Vulcan, I think, is onto something. Oh, there's the pit wall link. Racer X is indeed flying. If you go take a look at the gap delta right now. Here, actually, for the folks that don't have Pro right now, I'll pull it up so you guys can see kind of what Cardo's talking about. So let's pull up the GT3 field right now. We'll get switched over to that screen in a moment. Here we go. So over here, we've got the breakdown of all the stints currently. If anybody's got any questions about average lap times or pit times or anything like that, be sure and ask me, and I can pull that up. But from the gap chart, let's go to the actual gap chart here. Let's do the last 10 laps, right? This is the entire GT3 field, by the way. Let's zoom in on just Mike Jackson, Salamone, Ali G, Mastachero, Kostovich, and we're going to use Jackson as the anchor. And let's do the last 10 laps. So the orange line is Jackson. That's the control line here. And he is basically holding a steady pace on the majority of the field right now. So Jackson looks like he's pretty solidly positioned at this moment. It looks like the car that's got the best shot is... I'm going to John Madden for a minute. The car with the best shot is the closest one. The 502 of Salamone, 19 seconds back. Has closed it down a little bit. It was 19.7, now down to 19.3. He's getting a little closer. What do the colors mean? What do you mean on the graph? Here, I'll pull it back up.
I'll be right back.
So on the graph, oh, you already showed me? Yeah, so if you look over here, you got your colors for the different cars. Notice I've got You see this little eye icon? That means I'm focusing on Mike Jackson. That's why he's this dashed line in the middle. He's the control. And then the other colors are kind of measured in relation to him, like how far they are away from him. And that's how the gap chart works. Hope that makes sense. Hope I explained that well. Eric going in turn 13-14. He's got Padberg behind him. This is for position. Eric's going to have to go on the defensive.
Yeah, young Padberg has quite a bit of pace on me. But we'll see if I can hold him up for at least a little bit and see if it pays off in the long strat.
Yes, it does make sense because you already figured it out. Leon, just another one of the many services that I offer that you didn't ask for. Man, this is a pretty shot of the two camera angles they've got. Of course, autopilot then. It's the different. It's TV1, TV2. So does look good. Both these M4s out on track. Ooh, you lose the back end through turn 7 there. You hit
No, we're good.
You hit that curve pretty hard.
I did, but we're okay. Just lost time though.
We watching Padberg breathing down Eric.
Yup.
Got quite a bit of damage, Mr. Padberg does.
Ooh, a little bit of a understeer moment out of
Yeah,
turn 14.
Way too high.
I believe Padberg was saying before the race he just cobbled together a couple of monitors that were laying around the house for some triple wide action. He's been working on his graphical settings to make that, to support that change.
That is what I like to see. I like it when people can really make use of what they have.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's no doubt that he makes use of what he has. He, for comfort, Mr. Padberg has a wooden seat that he's wrapped bubble wrap around.
Yes.
Quite the economic solution. But I'm sure will be quite the strain on his body
Holy
after
cow,
2 hours
man.
and 40 minutes. But
He's
wise for someone who is at such a young age in high school and trying to save up money for bigger and better things.
That is brilliant, man. So everybody, just want to say, Padberg, boy genius, the MacGyver of sim racing, confirm.
Confirmed.
Oh yeah, I'd say confirmed. He knows what's important.
It's like, folks, this kid can defuse a bomb while navigating turn 8, 9, and 10 at Hungaroring.
With only a paper clip, a dirty sock.
Oh. Little bit of a moment there. Little bit of a moment. Crowding you out there. Mr. Padberg not only has the brains, but he's also got elbows, Eric.
Elbows.
Steward, I question that move.
I'm gonna go look at it. I'm looking.
I was in my lane.
Padberg skating away. Patty has returned. A wild Patty has entered the chat. we're still stuck on Padberg right now because I noticed that Kostovich was catching him up. So let's actually switch over to bonnet cam of the 494. Approaching the 50-minute mark, 2.4 of Hungaroring. If you folks are interested at all in being a part of the action, you're into ACC, maybe you're doing open lobbies, maybe you're doing low fuel or some of the other hosted services out there, but you're looking for something a little bit more with a community behind it, with a couple of communities behind it. Exclamation point Enduro in chat. Be sure and check out the 2022 Winter Endurance Championship. We've got 2 more rounds left on the calendar. Nürburgring coming your way in March, and then we've got Kyalami in April. Once a month. Again, 2 hours, 40 minutes. A really good solo endurance experience, I think. Drivers really can do a lot in terms of strategy planning. We've seen strategies across the book from a number of different drivers. I just said across the book. Is that even a saying? Can someone like tell me whether or not I'm like going crazy? I think I'm starting to lose my marbles a little bit.
Across the board comes to mind.
Across the board. That's what it is. See, guys, that's what... You guys don't even need me. You could just basically have like one of those monkeys that like slam cymbals together in the background in like a camera shot and just let Jerrick talk to you.
I don't think anybody wants that.
What you mean is rather than monkeys that slam cymbals, you mean humans that poke microphone.
Yeah. Vulcan, man. All right, dude. Have a good night, dude. I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. At least I remembered it was still Saturday.
Thanks for the big brain strats, Vulcan.
Yes.
Needed it.
Let's jump back to... I'm looking around right now. I'm trying to find... So, Mostachero and Ollie G are starting to get pretty close. That's right on board. We haven't actually been on the bonnet cam of the Steez Nation M4 too much. Here's the thing, Leon. That may be the case, but let me tell you, if the viewers want what the stream is really about, this thing that you're seeing right here. Because if these people aren't doing this quality stuff on track, I got nothing to talk about. And I'm telling you, you guys might think that that commentators are the type of people that can read a phone book and make it entertaining. It is not true. That is a lie. Whoever tells you that is lying to you. So without good quality content to focus on with this battle, like with Andres Mostachero and Ollie G right now, you know, you guys would just be listening to some buffoon talking on Twitch. But we got 46 minutes, 44 seconds left in the race at Hungaroring, which Eric, Jerrick, with the amount of time we've spent here at Hungaroring, what do you think of Hungaroring as far as delivering a 2.4 hour solo endurance?
I think it's good. There's a lot of the things that are important in endurance racing that's different from regular sprint racing, and this track really brings to light a lot of those things. Staying safe, keeping your track cuts clean, making sure your pits are clean and not getting stop-go 30s or drive-throughs, and also having a little bit of pace.
Indeed.
So I think it's fantastic.
I like a track like Hungaroring, the technical nature of it. And we said this early in the stream when we were getting ready for the broadcast, that it is difficult to pass around here. But sometimes I feel like the tracks that provide some of the best on-track passes are the ones that are the toughest for you to pull it off, because you don't expect it, or the circumstances that make it happen
are kind of like unique.
Small.
Yeah.
You know, this is a war of many small battles.
And I think the people that are going to pay attention to the finer details of how the track behaves, how the car handles the circuit, how the strategies work, how the tires are behaving, those are the ones that are going to come off in those small battles with the advantage. And we're seeing this right now, because right now, like, Ali G has had pretty solid pace trying to break the draft on Mastachero going into turn 12, which was probably the right move, because going into turn 13, 14, you do not want to give Andres Mastachero the inside line in turn 12. You just don't want to do it, because otherwise you're going to wind up with an M4 just hanging out outside your passenger seat. Breaking the draft again.
I do want to add, Ali G and Mr. Masachero there are newfound sim friends, and
be right back.
actually have a little bit of an inside competition on who's going to win this, or who's going to win within the race between themselves.
Interesting. So these two have probably been waiting for this moment to come the entire race, where it's like they finally get to flex on one another in a spirited rivalry to see who's going to come out on top.
And I assure you, the sweat will be dripping between those two.
All right, everyone. Eric just confirmed. 2.4 hour of Hungaroring is sweaty. It's getting sweaty. Ooh, big cut there at turn 7. Ooh, Andres is on the inside into turn 8. Gets a lot of oversteer out of the M4, though. But the thing is, he's closing down on Ollie's lines and forcing Ollie to take lines that are not as efficient, and it's keeping him in touch. Now here we go, turn 12. This is the moment I've been waiting for. So Ollie G does cover off the inside again. I'm just waiting to see if, like, Andres is going to throw him a dummy. I'm just wondering where the setup is going to happen, because right now this is some of the hottest racing we've basically seen the entire day. This is some wild fighting. Yeah, there's a lot of calculation, Leon. You're definitely onto that. 42 minutes left in this race. Mike Jackson, after 63 laps in car 63, in the lead of this race. Then we got Salamoni in the 502. Ali G, Mastachero, Kostovic. Other close fights out on track. Eric's only 3 seconds off of Padberg.
We're trying.
Waiting for the app to update and give me maybe a better idea of who else is out on track and close to one another. But this right here is in autopilot. You're killing me.
Man, they are really going after each other.
Yeah, I'm just going to close this down. We're just going to leave the big TV feed on this, because this is spicy. A little bit of the wall touch there from Andres out of turn 14.
And Padberg in the pits.
Padberg's going to the pits. Could be needing to get some fuel for the end.
Yeah, definitely going to run through some tire life in this last stint for these two. I say last stint. Actually, let me pull up the pit wall data for these two because I'm kind of curious what the pit difference is between the two strategies that have brought these two warriors together in battle. They're kind of offset. So Ollie G's been kind of on the undercut strategy this whole race. 26 laps on the first stint, 21 laps on the second stint, 17 laps on the third stint. Oh, Mostachero around the outside. I would love to be able to give you a replay, Leon, but unfortunately with the tools that I use and stuff like that, replay will basically just destroy all the stuff that's in the broadcast. Like pit wall, everything just breaks because the way the ACC engine works with handling the telemetry from the race and the replay. Yeah, if you want to clip it. Ollie G is now starting to lose ground on Andres. Let's take a look at Salamone. We haven't looked at Salamone a little bit because he's been kind of running his race, and his strategy has kind of paid off quite well. He's sitting in second. He's got 21 seconds on Mostachero, and we got 38 minutes left. I want to look at the delta between Mike Jackson and Salamone. Let me do that real fast. Oh, man, the pace fell off a cliff for Salamone. Was 19 seconds back as of 10 laps ago and is now 29 seconds. So Mike Jackson, through sheer consistency, is just... making it happen. And I think Salamone's actually going to pull the one-stopper off. He's averaging 48.2s a lap. But Jackson, man, 47.1 on the average. I don't think the math is in Salamone's favor on that one. But massive oversteer moment. 18 seconds between Mostachero and Salamone. Let's actually take a look at Salamone in relation to Mostachero. Mostachero is coming for him. Holy cow. Over 10 laps, it was 33.4 seconds. It's now down to 18.7 after 10 laps. Like that's a gap. That gap is coming down. Thank you all so much again for joining us for the 2.4 of Hungaroring. This is the Trackilicious Sim Racing 949 Sim Racing Winter Endurance Championship 2022 Round 2. It's been a pretty good one.
My goodness, the contact between Raza and Mostachero is such a tough one. 'Cause they're barely alongside each other. Raza doesn't give a whole lot of room, but Mostachero is not quite alongside at the apex. Raza definitely feels like it was his fault because he just goes ahead and forfeits the position after the contact.
Interesting.
It's a motor race, Snyder.
God, man.
46.537 for Mostachero. And Ollie G puts in a 47.0. So Ollie G's about a half second off. Ollie G's actually going to have a problem on his hands here in a minute because we got this guy right here, the 494, is 5.9 back. Last lap was a 46.462. And so he's got about 6/10 on Ollie G. Double apexing his turn 2. Let's actually ride on board with Coasty for a minute. In the 494 in McLaren. He's about to crest the hill at turn 4. Cuts the chicane, runs it out wide. That's what you want to see. Now on the brakes for turn 5. A very awkward corner. This is probably one of the most awkward corners in ACC, in my opinion. Turn 5 in particular. Now, slight elevation change as you go just ever so slightly uphill into turn 6, 7 in the chicane. Now turns 8 and 9. Again, these curves over here are very misleading. You can hit them, but do not assume that their lowish profile that you see isn't going to unsettle the car. Through turn 10 now, on approach to, turn 11. Now on approach to turn 12. Using all the track set up for the double hairpin now. Hugs it tight. You see the cars push out into the pit entry and then sweep back over to the left on setup for turn 14. Lots of real estate on the outside of the track that you can use on corner exit. Comes across the line with a 46.422. Is that the Giuseppe Costavalanca's rival, Joseph Kostovic? The Jekyll and Hyde of sim racing. 33 minutes, 10 seconds left. 5.233 between Joseph Kostovic and Ollie G.
And we have Solomon in the pits again.
Solomon in the pits. Did the single stop strategy not work out? So Ollie G is going to get around. I don't know if Robert Lewis is going to make it. I think that's Robert Lewis right now. 44.5 seconds for causing a collision. So that pulls Ollie G back into it. Robert Lewis did find his way around Solomoni. So Solomoni's got 32 minutes now. Probably fresh tires and as much fuel to get him to the checkers. So it's probably time for him to start pushing like there's no tomorrow. He's got to get those tires up to temperature, though. And to catch back up with Eric here, we have 31 minutes in the race, which is effectively an hour and 2 minutes in terms of actual time. And it is 21 degrees on track, Eric.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what I did, but my tire pressures are higher than I would like them to be. They're at low 82s as opposed to low 28s as opposed to the high 27s right now, but we're dealing with it.
Somebody we haven't followed a lot on track. We're going to get some screen time with Professor Chronotis in the ETK K-Team 42 BMW M4.
What is his delta to me, considering he's in 7th? Because I've been trying to look it up in the game, but I do not get an in-game delta.
Yeah. I'll pull it up in pit wall.
You know, I really love Chrono because he's a professor and he runs. His number is the answer to so many things. I mean, you know, the life, universe, and everything.
45.236 right now. Now, in terms of actual pace delta, last lap for Chronotis was a 48.9.
So I need a second and a lap more, which I don't have, but that's okay.
Jack is looking to win this. Oh yeah, Mike is a warrior. Racer X on Twitch. That's the thing. We really need a Papa Kame stream. Papakame stream win. Actually, Sakame Papakame stream win. Ali G will win if he puts himself in the perfect strategy. Well, I mean, I think Mike is on track for or I think he's got fuel to the end. Same thing with Kostovich. I think they pitted around the same time. Just slowly works his way up to win like Max Verstappen this year at the France GP. Yeah, that would be maybe. Although in terms of, like I said, in terms of like lap pace, last lap from Mike Jackson was a 47.4. Ollie G was a 47.362. So even if Mike Jackson is doing some fuel saving to get home, he's pumping in average lap times that are comparable to Ollie G. So Ollie G's got a lot of ground to cover. Yeah, I just don't know if Ollie G's got enough pace. He's 4.1 back. He's got 29 minutes left, so that's going to be about what? He's got a little bit less than 17 minutes. Or not 17 minutes, sorry. 17 laps.
We are going to have a little bit of a problem in the Trackilicious Enduro BMW here.
Why is that?
In that, as it gets darker, these flashing headlights are not going to do me any favors.
You know, I was running the VRS this week, and like I got into an accident in one of the VRS sprints, and it ripped the front end off the car, which was really tricky because it was a night race. I got it back to the pits. I didn't think that would be possible, but I made it. I ended up finishing inside the top 10 because there was so much carnage at Bathurst.
Yeah, Andreas looks to be doing pretty well with that that pace he has. You could still easily pull off a P2 even with the 5 seconds.
Yeah, 47.0 last lap for Mostachero and a 47.6 for Ali G. Mike Jackson's picked up the pace, though. Last lap for him was a 46.9. He is... But the fastest man on track right now is this guy. Salamoni. In the 5:02. Last lap he pumped in a 45.822, which that might be the fastest lap of the race. So Salamoni's been saving it.
It is. That is the fastest lap.
He is. He's on the mission. Gonna try and get around Shane Rees.
Oh, what's up, Dean?
Oh, what was
wow.
that?
Whoa, yeah, I'm not sure. Not really sure.
Salamoni not the most excited about that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, Shane was going wide. Did Salamoni just follow him, or did Salamoni think Shane was gonna let him around the outside? Like, that just looked weird.
I'm gonna go take another look at that.
It didn't look like it. From my point, and by the way, do not take my comment for any kind of like stewarding value, because me and Shane are part of the same racing team. But it did not look like Shane was blocking. It looked like he was going wide, and it looked like Salamoni followed him.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, this is what I think it is. So when I was passing him, Shane put his signal on.
Mhm.
Let's say if he was going to go left, he put his left signal on. There's two ways to interpret that in
go
the
left.
race world.
Yeah, that's
Go
true.
left, or I'm staying left.
Yeah.
So I expect that Salamoni assumed that he was indicating him to go left, as opposed to him saying that he was going to be staying left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it looks like Shane tried to stay inside. He put his hazards on, tried to stay inside, and then just couldn't keep control of the car and dove way out.
Probably just lost control of the car. That's possible.
That's what it looks like.
Shane's just going to hang around the outside of turn 2. Letting the race leader go.
Again, I want to give a big shout out to Shane, man. He had such a good race at Bathurst. It didn't work out the way that we wanted it and stuff like that, but definitely had some really good pace. It was really good to share the car with him. Another drive-through for track limits. Hungaroring is punishing. It really is. Shane did such a good job. It was such an honor to share the car with him and Chris PK.
I feel bad for Shane because that was basically my race in Imola, so I know how it feels.
Oh yeah, just getting nailed with the drive-throughs. I mean, that's the thing. You guys have picked at least 2 tracks where drive-through penalties are harsh, like mega harsh. Both Imola and Hungaroring. Nürburgring will probably be a little bit safer to push the limits of the track. Kyalami, kind of the same sort of thing. DTs do happen in Kyalami. They're just not that common in comparison to Hungaroring.
Man, poor Shane. That's rough. I'm glad he's sticking it out, though. You know, it's good to see.
Power to him, absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at Salamoni again. Out on track now, 7/10 between him and Robert Lewis. Actually, he's already gotten around Robert Lewis. I think Robert's not really going to... He probably wasn't going to hold him up. Just let him go. So Salamoni's got Joseph Kostovich next in his sights. Just waiting for the broadcast app to update and tell me how far apart they are.
I mean, that could be a pretty smart move by Lewis to just not hold him up. Even though they're technically fighting for position, I guarantee you Lewis has checked the overall and has seen that Salamoni has the fastest lap. There's really no point in defending somebody who's that much faster. You know, because every moment you spend defending, you're losing your own time on your own laps.
I mean, the thing, Leon, about asking the question is Salamoni taking too much out of his tires. I mean, he pitted with 32 minutes left in the race. Like, if you take fresh rubber that late in the race and you got only 32 minutes left, what good are the tires if you're not going to use them? So, I think he's just going for it. He ran the late 2-stopper.
Padberg goes for an overtake on Shane and then loses control. Having trouble getting his car restarted.
So Jerrick, I'll add a caveat to your recent statement. I had a race against Reggie King here, and Reggie was probably half a second a lap faster at least. 22 minutes of less than 1 second. And I was drenched in sweat. And this is one of the things about Hungaroring, in that if you get a good exit onto the straight and are able to defend for the rest of the track, there is a possibility that holding up someone faster than you, you know, given that there's 20 minutes left, could end up in your benefit. Now, is it a high probability scenario? No, but I could tell you from experience it has happened.
Yeah, for sure. The amount of time left is definitely a factor in that decision.
Especially considering I think by now you would expect that everybody's pits have already played out, so these are positions for the end. So battle it out. Let's see what happens, you know?
Sure. It's also good points.
Yep, still 15 souls on board. Only car we've lost is Matt Morrison in the 949, the Trackilicious 949 Aston.
Oh my God, we're getting rain.
Rain with 20 minutes left. You're kidding me, right?
It's
Oh.
light. It's getting heavier.
I was going to try and get that pulled up for you guys, but I guess I don't have that data handy, so let me look. Yep, it's going to be rain and then increase in 5 minutes and then back to cloudy. So we're going to at least get 10 minutes of rain with 20 minutes left in this race.
Pretty sure I just saw Padberg being yellow for a moment. He's starting to struggle now, it looks like.
Will it ruin Salamoni's race? Here's the thing. In terms of tires, everybody's kind of on the same strat right now. So I suspect that if it's going to hurt Salamoni's actually going to be better positioned potentially than the rest of the field because he's at least on fresher tires.
Salamoni is not slowing down. He's got the best lap at a 145.2, and his last lap was a 145.3.
Yeah, Ollie G is rocking the BRB Club AMG Kostovich, 1.3 back now. Just looking at lap data, last lap from Kostovich was a 48.4. Ollie G did put his foot down and chucked in a 48.0 to build a little bit of space. Like if Ollie G is going to push with 18 minutes and 30 seconds left, now's the time. Oh, and a moment in turn 8, turn 9, and Ollie G loses it. Kostovich is trying to hang on to the car too. The cars are starting to get really twitchy. Oh, excuse me, that was turn 5. Now they're going through the chicane.
Oh, Orozco loses it.
Yeah, I think the rain is deceptive. I think it's catching people out.
Tires are getting cool, boys.
Yes, sir. Your tires are going to be like ice cubes. And the rain is going to cool the track down probably a little bit more than we anticipated. So it's 20C right now. And you technically have 34 minutes left on track. So you're going to get what is that? 10 minutes of real-time rain?
Should be even less. The rain's gone in the 5-minute forecast.
So just
That-
enough
that
rain to
5-minute
make it
forecast.
greasy. Did it actually get to greasy state? In-game?
Yep.
Yes, it is greasy currently.
So just enough to make it tricky. Orozco's in the pits.
He probably took quite a bit of damage. That looked like a hard hit from him.
16 minutes, 45 seconds left in this race. We're tuned into Ollie G right now. Was going to try and see if he could battle back and maybe catch up to Coasty after Coasty executed the pass.
Wet tires optimum. Whoa! Woo.
On board with Salamoni into turn 1. Let's watch a lap on board of the Hungary Grand Prix circuit. Now downhill towards turn 2. This awkward banking on this corner. It starts to fall away to the right side as you go downhill. He's compromised his exit, so he's got a good setup for turn 3. Probably using a little bit less of the curbs than normal because of the greasy nature of the track right now. Huge cut at turn 4, which is pretty common. A little bit of an oversteer moment, but catches it. Patience on the throttle as he goes through turn 5. Now uphill. Just a slight increase as we go uphill into turn 6 and 7. Dodges the curbs almost entirely. Probably a little too slippery. Turn 8 and turn 9 again. Balance of the car is very tricky in these conditions, but Salamoni seems to be just nursing the car through these corners. Turn 10 on approach to turn 11. Now this fast right-hander. He actually takes it out to the rumbles. That is it's brave. Turn 12 on the brakes. Cuts the corner aggressively. Turn 13, 14, the double hairpin to close the lap out. On the brakes at 14. Does understeer a little bit wide, but brings it back into the apex late. Down the start-finish straightaway. Pumps in a 56.0. So if anybody wants to know how the greasy nature of the track has affected the dry tire runners, that's a pretty significant difference. What is that? 11 seconds?
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. With the weather the way it is right now, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna turn the autopilot back on. Let that run for a bit. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to pit wall, because what I want to do is I want to look at the top 5 in relation to one another with this wet weather and see what is going on, who's losing pace. Let's use Salamoni, who's the fastest man on track as of a little while ago. So he is closing a little bit of a gap down, but I think with 1 minute and 35 seconds between him and Mike Jackson, he's probably running out of wall clock time. It does look like he is about 41 seconds back from car 30, which is Ollie G. I think he's probably going to run out of wall clock time. But let's tune in to Ollie G and Kostovich. So Ollie G's about 5 seconds away from Kostovich. Oh, Ollie G is nursing this car around track.
You know, I do want to bring another factor into account now that we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in.
Okay.
25 minutes in, is that this is the point in time where people start getting some of that mental fatigue, both physical fatigue and mental fatigue. And the physical fatigue affects the mental fatigue.
Yeah.
And with the rain and the changing conditions, I expect that that's something that could potentially come into play as people struggle with both their ability to focus and the extremely tricky conditions, which requires the additional focus. So it's kind of cool to see that we are dealing with all these variables, both in-game and outside of the game.
Definitely requires a lot of endurance on every individual's part.
Yeah, we're getting close to that magical moment. The last 5% of any journey is the most dangerous.
Leon is requesting some more onboards.
More onboards.
Likes getting that FOV.
You want
that's
some
not what it's
onboards?
called.
Let's go helmet cam with the Red Eye Racing Aston Martin. Haven't checked in with Jeremy in a while, and the interior of the Aston Martin is quite nice. If anything, I think the rain has played into Mike Jackson's hands because everybody's on the same tire strat effectively, and it just kind of like froze the field in position. I think, like it didn't. Like Salamoni is still quicker than Ali G.
Stopped on track again.
Do what?
Padberg stopped on track again.
That is unfortunate.
Having issues.
The thing is, Salamoni is still the fastest car on track right now, but the pace delta between Salamoni and Ali G has been nerfed significantly with the rain. Ooh, big slide moment for Engelman.
Gets it done, though. Gets it across the line.
Keeps it out of the fence. Let's check in with the Tacos Locos number 3, Orozco, out on track, trying to get the M4 home. So with 5 seconds on Mostachero for that earlier collision, Kostovic is getting closer to that window. He needs to clear Orozco as soon as he can.
He gets the move done.
Lost a little bit of time. Still has 8 minutes and 44 seconds left. It is 8:29 on track and 20 degrees. Ooh, Orozco goes wide. Saves it from the wall, though. Just barely catches it before it goes into the fence. The man on the mission right here, Salamoni, still trying to catch Ali G. He's cut a decent chunk of time out. He's cut about 12 seconds out of Ali G in less than 5 minutes. So Salamoni can see Padberg in the distance.
And as we're getting close to the end of the race here, I did want to take a second to thank both of you. In that, appreciate both you guys being on here, hosting, commentating, stewarding. It just really takes these races to the next level, in my opinion. I really enjoy being a part of them. Love working with the 949 guys, and appreciative of all of our admin team, present and absent, to making these events happen.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good showing. I've been really happy to get back to the Winter Endurance Championship. Really looking forward to Nürburgring. It's a real fun track, and we get like another 5 or 6 drivers out on track. I think it'll be a real good 2.4 at Nürburgring. So with that said, anybody in chat that is interested at all in participating in some awesome weekend Enduro action, be sure and check out that link. It's been a very good experience, and yes, Eric, I completely agree. It has been a lot of fun getting to do this with you and the folks at Trackilicious. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the last 2 rounds.
100%.
While we have a bit of a lull, I say a bit of a lull because we do know a couple of facts on the ground that are pretty big news. The first fact is that Kostovic is inside that 5-second window for Andres Mostachero. Because we need that outside view.
The thing I'm mostly just trying to get like a good mixture of things, Leon. I do like to get a lot of my favorite camera angle in all of this game is this one right here. I love the dash angle. Roach 308, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. You're watching Trackilicious Sim Racing, 949 Sim Racing's partnership with the Winter Endurance Championship. This is the 2022 edition. We're in round 2.4 of Hungaroring. We got 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in the race. That's my favorite camera angle. Passenger dash is the best, yep. I actually also like the gyro cam, but the thing about the gyro cam in ACC versus iRacing is they position it too far towards the window of the passenger seat, so you get such a limited view of what the driver is looking at. I'll give you an example. If I cut this camera out of the way, and I switch over to the gyro, this is all you get to see of what Coasty's looking at. So you got nothing but a pillar over here covering like 10% of the screen. If that were closer to the netting on his seat, that'd be like the perfect camera angle. I would abuse this every chance I get, because you get a good shot of the interior, you get a good shot of the action. Oh yeah, also seeing the driver, their hand motions, how they approach the turns, watching their inputs, like watching Coasty's inputs as he shifts from left to right, how he balances over the curbs where you get a little bit of like rumbling in the car. Yeah, you can see the feet work too. You see him stabbing the pedal in just a little bit, just trying to find out when the car is going to hook up and shove him through the corner. And you see him modulating the brake as he goes into turn 6, turn 7. Off the brake, back on the power. Again, just tapping the brake, getting the front end to just bite down a little bit as he starts to turn the wheel to the right. Again, just a squeeze of the throttle to shove him into the corner, and then mashes it back down to just ride it all the way through turn 11. So there's Andres Mostachero with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Kostovich is catching him. At this point, it's already Kosty's position. It's just a matter of getting the pass executed if that's what he wants, or just like hanging back here. Costy, I think, was P5 at Imola, Dean? In round 1. There's the gap between P2 P3 right now. I think Solomoni's going to run out of time on Ollie G. He's 19 seconds back. I think it's going to be white flag when Mike Jackson comes across the line. Penalties cleared from car 44 from race control. Hot diggity. And just like that, it's a race. Through turn 6, turn 7. Way different attitudes of the cars. Nah, there's no fiasco over here, Leon. That move between Ali and Andres was, I think that was a tough call. I mean, no matter how you slice it, I think that was a tough call. I mean, one of the main things in particular that made it even tougher of a call is the fact that Ollie G, who did not get the penalty, thought he was at fault and gave the spot up. So, just keep that in mind. There's no Article 15.3 happening here.
Jerrick, one day I need to tug your ear a little bit and ask you what you thought of Abu Dhabi being a person who does stewarding.
We have Padberg on the side of the road.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was just down there. He says he can't turn right anymore. He's just involved in an incident. About to take a look at it.
Padberg probably had to tow it to the pits. That's unfortunate. .847 on track. This man right here has been just consistent the whole time.
Hey, he did it again. Last race, if you remember, he just was in the middle of the pack, doing his own thing, had his own strategy, Mr. Jackson, and then just out of nowhere, towards 2/3 of the race, comes out and is ahead with all his pits done, and looks like a pretty solid contender for the lead and the win. And just watching him roll through the finish line right now, fantastic job.
And the win goes to the man from San Diego, Mr. Mike Jackson. 949 Sim Racing in the 63 Maka takes the win. Andres Mostachero seems like he is set for a P2 finish in the Steez Nation M4. That's going to be a second place finish for Andres and a third place finish for Joseph Kostovich in the 494 McLaren. Ali G approaching turn 14 now.
Good show, race dudes. I need that on a shirt.
He did have a penalty. It was pretty questionable, Dean. Ollie G comes across the line in fourth. Looks like Salamoni's going to salvage a fifth place finish. And
Is that everybody across the line?
everybody's basically across the line. We got Salamoni, Robert Lewis, Professor Chronotis. That's your top six. Eric Ghoukasian, Jeremy Engelman, Jason Provolone, Gabe Carnes. That's your top 10. We've got Jacob Padberg, Jose Bravo. What is Orozco's first name?
Santiago.
Santiago Orozco in the sister Tacos Locos M4. Finishing 13th. And Shane Rees in the 949 Sim Racing Porsche in 14th. And I believe, well, actually, I think he would be 15th. And then I think Morrison would be 16th. It was a good race. It was a good race. You like to see massive donuts? I don't know if anybody's turning some donuts.
I like to eat some massive donuts.
That's where I'm at, man. I'm pro donut in stomach. Like that's where I'm at. Professor Chronotis probably was doing some donuts and may have smacked a wall or two because his car is seriously. He's just backing. He's backing. Are you trying to dive down into that little area down there? What are you doing? Anyway. What a race. Let's jump over to the garage now. Let's do it.
Let me see if I can go down and get Jackson. He's in here.
He might be over in the 949 team race.
I can ping him and see if we can get him over in for an interview.
So it's Jackson, Mostachero, Kostovich.
I'm gonna dip and grab some people to come look at some of those last couple incidents.
Sounds good, sir.
See you guys later.
Oh, Mike Jackson's in the green room. You want to grab Andres and...
Yeah, I'll grab Andres, and you can pull Jackson.
Okay.
Drop a lot of 4-letter words.
Oh, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Should I-
Also,
should I
wait,
come?
like,
I'm not sure I was supposed to go in there. I don't know. But I think I may have goofed and I don't know. I'll jump in the green room and say hello to Mike Jackson.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How was that race, sir?
That was a tricky one. With all those weather changes, especially the last 20 minutes or so, or 15 minutes, where I just had to tiptoe around the track on slicks. That was... Thankfully, I had a big lead, and I could just take my time.
So tell me a little bit about the preparation going into the race, man. I mean, I think that you kind of did caught people for a loop again, kind of like you did in Imola. You kind of, Eric was talking about this on stream. You kind of like set up, you ran your own race, and then kind of just like inherited the lead through the use of good strategy and clean racing. Is that kind of like what your mindset was going into this?
That was exactly it. I had it mapped out to where I could go just one stop if it was dry. I only needed to save about 3 liters of fuel, so I could do it. So when I saw at the beginning that it was going to be wet, but only for possibly the warm-up lap and first lap, I just went ahead and went with slicks and went with my normal strategy.
With the weather conditions that you were dealing with on track and stuff like that. So it seemed like there was a lot of people jockeying into the pits at different times, moving on to different tires and different strategies. So what was your tire choices between your pits?
I stayed out on slicks as long as I could in the first stint. Once the track went away and the car really lost grip, then I came in, got the wets. And then I ran the wets in the dry until I got about the 1 hour, 25 minute mark. And I knew with a little bit of fuel savings, I could get to the end from there.
Interesting. Because I know you and Coasty were talking fuel strats early on. Was that kind of like the play you guys both thought was going to be the one? Like try and get that long stint at the very end? Because I noticed you both framed a very short stint in the middle. Was that kind of like something you guys thought that the Maka would be able to just pull? I mean, it worked for you. And Coasty did the third, so.
Yeah, the only reason I did the short stint in the middle is just because of tires in the rain.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it would have just been one stop. I had
interesting.
I had it mapped out where I could go either map 1 or map 2. Map 2 save a little bit of fuel, but I could go on one stop. So with map 1.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. That was a very good performance, sir. Congratulations on a very good win. Eric, is there anything you'd like to ask Mr. Mike Jackson?
No, I just wanted to congratulate him on the phenomenal performance yet again. 2 for 2. Pressure's on for the third.
Yep.
Just a great job, great strategy, big brain strats all around for him, and look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We do have in here Mr. Mastachero and Mr. Raza, our second place and fourth place finishers, and arguably contenders of the biggest battle on track. How was that for you guys? Andres?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, it was an insane battle. I think Ollie placed his car in all the best places he possibly could with that, AMG's big, rear end. I couldn't get around until I think on one of the corners he came in a little hot, slipped it on the exit, and I was able to go on the inside. There was a little bit of a touch, but I think it was just great racing all around. To be honest, I mean, really, we were really pushing and we were really close. So I think, absolute banger of a I think it was like 10 laps, something like that, or maybe even more. Absolute fun.
Ali, how is it being up front and being pressured by your sim racing buddy here?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. In the beginning, when it started raining, I took the wets, so that's why I was able to kind of undercut him because he stayed on dries. But I knew he was at least like half a second faster than me. The only thing I could do is just defend as best as I can. I tried my best. But in one of the chicanes, I think I kind of slipped a little bit, and then yeah, he just jumped on the inside. And when I went out, like I think if I kept going, I might have gotten a track cut. I was already on 3 cuts, and I didn't want to risk it, so that's why I just slowed down, let him by.
So you're trying to make it the widest Mercedes on the planet, even
Yeah.
wider than Lewis Hamilton's, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, it was tough, but yeah, it was a really great attack by Andres. I was sweating the whole time.
So
Drenched.
so you come here for the sim racing and you leave with the friends. How was it racing someone that you would? I know you guys were talking crap to each other last night. We now know who's come out on top. So was there a bet there? Was there something that we need to know that maybe the loser says, nope, you know what, Andres, you are a better driver, a better person than me because you are definitely faster on track or something like that?
I don't know. I feel like Andres probably had a bet in his mind, but
Well,
no,
we
we
knew
didn't
who
really
was
have a
going to
bet.
come out on top. There was no bet.
Yeah.
No bet needed. No bet needed.
Could you
I'm just kidding.
wow. Ali, you gotta put in a little bit of work to make sure this doesn't happen again at the Nürburgring, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. You're my target.
Oh,
So-
fuck.
Could we shed light? Could we shed light to the stream? Because I know you guys have gone to a real life go-kart track. Did that happen or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kicked my ass.
so
Kicked my
so-
ass.
ooh.
Yeah, real life. Yeah,
Real
Mr.
life
Chair
kicked
is a
my ass.
slow baby.
I'm a slug compared to Ollie.
So we have real life champ Ali and then pretend champ Andres, right?
Yep.
I
Well,
got 300 million in the stadium right now watching me in my sim racing debut win. So, I mean, who's the real winner? Oh, good stuff.
yeah. All right. So good job, guys. Congratulations. And yeah. Well, any questions for them?
No questions, man. Good racing from everybody, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on the track at NURBS.
Yeah. Congrats to all the winners. Jackson, phenomenal strategy, and Kosti putting the pressure on there at the end. I was sweating as well.
Yeah, great race, guys. Great race.
Yep. Great race.
With that, I've got the highlights on screen right now, Eric. But I believe this is the moment where we plan the send-off to another channel. But before we go, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's on board for Trackilicious this week?
We actually have our iRacing pals at Trackilicious in the 12 Hours of Bathurst. So we are sporting 2 teams that are in there right now. I'm not sure what the status is or where they are, what they're doing, but hopefully we could send some of the folk there to see the good folks of iRacing at the 12 Hours of Bathurst. And then, coming up this Tuesday, we'll resume our iRacing Miata League, the 949 Trackilicious Sim Racing base content Miata Fun League. And then coming up Wednesday, we have the Steez Nation hosted fun events, which is random track, random car Wednesday night events. Those are really, really fun for those that haven't taken part in it yet. I highly recommend it. And then coming Thursday, have you guys started your series yet?
We did.
Or
We started the placement race this last Thursday at Nürburgring, and round 1 looks like the pole winner, because the theme this season is Dealer's Choice. The pole winner for round 1 looks like it's going to be Silverstone. So.
All right, so then on Thursday we go into GT3s at Silverstone at 949, and then follow it up with Suzuka at Trackilicious Sim Racing and GT4s, and then we go into the Sunday event, which is our GT3 Championship at Trackilicious Sim Racing, which is going to take place at Zolder. So, needless to say, quite a few things happening here between 949 and Trackilicious Sim Racing. Lots of events. If you guys haven't taken part in it, please, you're more than welcome to. If you are already involved in a bunch of leagues and are just looking for something a little bit more spread apart, then look for our next endurance race coming up on March 12th, the 2 hour and 40 minute solo enduro. Actually, I do want to add one more thing. So as summer rolls around the corner here in the northern part of the United States, we are about to get ready for our real life track events coming in on May 7th at Gingerman Raceway out on the west side of the state in Michigan. So those that are in Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, lots of drivers from around those parts, join us at Gingerman Raceway May 7th. If you have never been on a track, this is probably one of the best tracks to really test your grit at. It is extremely wide, really great runoffs, an excellent track to really learn how to take your sim racing skills to the real world. So if you have any questions, hop on to Trackilicious.com, email eric@Trackilicious.com, or hop into our Discord and ask questions. So look forward to seeing you guys in both our sim events and our real life track day events coming up around the corner on May 7th.
Awesome stuff. And for the folks that are looking for an easy link to the Discord, !TSR in the 949 Twitch chat, we'll pop that Discord link up for you. I'm really looking forward to the next 2.4 event, and this was a lot of fun, Eric. And I'm going to get everything set up now to throw it over to the Trackilicious guys that are doing the 12 hours of Bathurst. And we've still got a good chunk of our viewers hanging out. We hope you guys will go over there, give those guys a good cheer, and watch some good endurance racing action at Bathurst. That's a treacherous place, man. But right now, it looks like, from what I'm looking at, they are in P4 in the Fezza. You guys are running the Fezza? That's awesome. So, yeah, definitely go check them out. Say hello. Eric, anything else you want to say before we go?
No, appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate you guys from 949, and you particularly, Walt, for hosting and commentating for the stream. As always, love you guys, and see you with the next one.
Fantastic. It's been a pleasure, sir. It's been a pleasure, everyone at home. It's been a pleasure to witness all the folks that participated today. We will see you all next time for the next round of the Winter Endurance Championship. I'm Welpcakes, Eric Ghoukasian, Trackilicious and 949. We hope you stay safe, stay healthy, leave space for one another out there, and we'll catch you all next time when we do this again. See you later.